snap, gives right side to Smith. He drives forward, and he's in there. Touchdown, Rebels.
Rich Rebel football is on.
Here's the snap. Anderson fakes the handoff. He keeps it himself. Running the option. Cuts upfield to the 10-5. Dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Jared Anderson and the Rich Rebels make it 13-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard.
An era of Rebel football came to a close after last season, but the end of one chapter,
And that will do it. As time runs down, the Rebels win.
means the exciting beginning of the next.
Turns and gives to Huffaker, who finds some room up the middle inside the 30.
Coach Justin Grohl takes the reins and rides on with a roster ready to make some noise.
Hot back to throw. Ball pops three. Huffner smashed him. Kavanaugh dropped back to pass. Reagan Hufter brought the heat.
Strap in, Rebel football fans, and join us for Rich High School football on Rebel Radio, KDQ FM 98.3, with live streaming video online at mylocalradio.com.
Give it Cole to me. He's down inside the 10. Breaks a tackle to the 5. Still on his feet.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Cash Honda, Yamaha, and Logan, Westar Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, by Auto Farm, Castle Rock Chevrolet, the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, Rocky Mountain Yeti, by Evanston Regional Hospital, Jensen Ward Motors in Montpelier, Idaho, mylocalradio.com, and by Plains Tire.
Anderson pulls it out, running the option left side. Room to run, breaks one tackle, dives forward, and he is just shy of the end zone.
And now, Rebel football fans.
Rolls to his right, looking to throw. He's got his man. Throw on the sideline. Caught!
Hang up your boots, crank up the volume, and get ready to roll as we head to the gridiron to join the play-by-play voice of the Rebels, Ryan Steineckert.
Deep down the left sideline, Trineri steps in front and intercepts it. Welcome to Rebel Football on KDQ. We're at Rich High School, where today the Rebels take on the Kanab Cowboys. It's Game 6 of the 2018 season, and kickoff is scheduled for 45 minutes from now. In the meantime, we have your pregame show brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative at Auto Farm, Castle Rock Chevrolet. We'll hear from Rolene, and then we'll set the scene for today's game of Rich Rebel Football on the Wildlife at mylocalradio.com.
Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm, Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston is Rich County's representative. As a mother and grandmother of Rich High graduates and current students, and a longtime resident of Randolph, Rolene is familiar with your needs and will work to provide you with the best customer service in the industry. The next time you're looking for a new car or truck, think Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm, Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
Play hard and go Rebels.
Because achieving financial goals requires a plan, it's nice to know that you can visit the Zions Bank Randolph branch to discuss and plan your investment strategies with a financial specialist. Your Zions Bank branch also offers banking on the go with mobile banking and bill pay, home loans, checking and savings accounts, and more. You'll always see a friend at the Zions Bank in Randolph, Utah. Stop in today. We haven't forgotten who keeps us in business.
Welcome back to the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet pregame show. We've got an exciting gridiron battle for you this afternoon. It's a Saturday football game. Instead of the Friday night lights, we get Saturday afternoon gridiron action as the Rebels host the Kanab Cowboys. And today's scene set is brought to you by Zions Bank. At Zions Bank, we're more than just a bank. We're part of your community, and we haven't forgotten who keeps us in business. The fourth-ranked Kanab Cowboys come in, fourth-ranked in 1A. They're at 2-4. Rebels at 0-5 this season. Neither team has actually played a region game yet. Both have played a couple of 1A conference or 1A classification games, but both have struggled, and a big part of that is the competition that they face for the first couple of weeks of the season. Rich against Bear Lake and Westside, and Kanab in their first couple of weeks took on South Sevier and then Beaver before losing pretty badly to 3A Richfield. But again, some good competition for both these teams. Offensively, Kanab 21 points a game, 3 touchdowns. Defensively, they're allowing just 1 point more than that. Rebels averaging 4.5 points per game with allowance of 37 points per contest, and looking to turn things around today against the Kanab Cowboys. Now, the last time the Rebels took the field was at Parowan. It was a rough outing for the Rebels. Just 58 yards of offense, -2 passing yards in the game. And Parowan on the other side of the football, 431 rushing yards and 495 yards of total offense. It was a dominant performance for the Parowan Rams, and dropped the Rebels to 0-5 on the season. As for Kanab, the last time they were out on the field, they started slow and took on Layton Christian. It was down at Kanab. The Eagles of Layton Christian jumped out to a 13-0 lead, and this was Kanab with a new starting quarterback. Sam Orton injured his finger. Broke his throwing finger during practice the week before that Layton Christian game, and he's out for the season because of that break and some complications that have come up since the break of the finger. And so anyway, Kanab, a little bit of a slow start. Again, trailed 13-0 early on, but then scored 34 unanswered points and went on to win 34-13 over the Layton Christian Eagles. That was on the heels, or the prior week, Kanab lost against Duchesne at Duchesne 14-6. Kanab also, their other win this year, a win over Altamont 35-7. The Cowboys, in their history of playing football, it goes back a ways. They've got 9 state championships, most recently in 2007. The last few years, they've been close. Last year, lost to Milford in the semifinals. The previous 2 years before that, they lost to Duchesne in the title game and lost to Diamond Ranch in the title game. And so they've been real close, just haven't quite been able to get over the hump and into pick up that 10th state championship. Last time these teams met, it was a close game. Rebels actually outgained Kanab in offensive production, had 244 yards of offense to Kanab's 202. Rebels forced a couple of turnovers, but a turnover is what really cost the Rebels the game. A 90-yard pick six by Wyatt Houston on the Rebels' first possession of the game. They were down at the 10-yard line of Kanab when Houston made the pick, took it back 90 yards to the house, made it 7-0. Kanab scored one more time before the Rebels got on the board, and Rich ended up losing in a close one. 14-12 was the final score there at Kanab 1 year ago. The history between these two teams the wins have mostly belonged to Kanab. The Rebels beat the Cowboys twice in 2013, hammered them once in the regular season, 41-13, and beat them in the semifinals, 18-13, a come-from-behind victory that propelled Rich into the championship game. But since then, it's been all Kanab. 5 straight wins for the Cowboys, including in 2014 when the Rebels won the state championship, lost here at home on homecoming 9-7 against the Cowboys. But the last 3 games have been fairly close. As I mentioned last year, a 14-12 win for Kanab. That's your scene set, brought to you by Zions Bank. Financial resources, wealth management solutions, mortgage services, and more at Zions Bank, the Randolph branch. We're about 40 minutes away from today's opening kick, but first we'll catch up with a former Rebel, Caden Calder, when we return on the Mountain Valley Cattle Company. Where are they now? That's just after the break on this pregame show brought to you by Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Reagan Huffner with live coverage of Rich High School gridiron action on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds, plus online streaming music, giveaways, and more. It's all on MyLocalRadio.com. Watch as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches. Catch up on local and regional news and stream your favorite music. Visit MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook and stream it all live.
We know that when you think of Plains Tire in Evanston, you always think
The Tire Professionals.
Quality customer service. They're friendly with great prices.
I really like Plains Tire in Evanston.
But did you also know that the team at Plains Tire offers oil changes, windshield wiper checks, and free alignment checks? That's right, free alignment checks. We don't want you to quit thinking all those great things when you hear Plains Tire. We just want you to add to the list. Plains Tire, the tire professionals. Stop in today, 157 Bear River Drive.
Welcome back to the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet pregame show. Today it's homecoming and the Rebels face off against the Kanab Cowboys. Rich comes in at 0-5. The Cowboys, meanwhile, have won 2 of their last 3 games. They're just 2-4 overall, but they've got solid wins over Altamont and Layton Christian. We're about 35 minutes away from our opening kickoff, and it's time to catch up with Rebel alum Caden Calder
who graduated from Rich High School in 2011. This portion of the Rolene Kennedy pregame show is called Where Are They Now? It's brought to you by Mound Valley Cattle Company, Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with Caden on this broadcast of Rich Rebel Football on Rebel Radio and online at My Local Radio. Winston Churchill said, "No hour of life is wasted that is spent in the saddle." The same is true about education. No hour of life is wasted when learning. Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, understand the value of good education. Serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming, Mound Valley Cattle Company is proud to support the students at Rich High School in academics and activities. Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
Ryan Steineckert on the Mound Valley Cattle Company. Where Are They Now? Interview with 2011 graduate of Rich High School, Caden Calder. Caden, thanks for your time today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Let's start off with the name of the interview. Where are you now?
Right now, I'm an 8th grade English teacher at a junior high out in Twilla County. So I'm teaching school, and I'm coaching high school basketball at Twilla High School. I'm the sophomore coach.
That sounds good. Is that something you knew early on you wanted to teach and coach, or how did you get to that position?
I did, yeah. My passion for athletics has always driven me, and I knew that I always wanted to coach and teach, and so that was just my decision. I went with it, and I bounced around for a little while, and now I'm jumping into my second year of teaching, and I'm loving it. I'm so happy that I've been able to get into it. So lucky.
And do you have goals of, ultimately like coaching high school level and just continuing to teach?
I absolutely want to just continue to teach. I'll see how coaching goes for a little while. I've got 2 little boys coming up, so I'll probably want to chase them around and try to keep coaching them or follow them as much as I can.
Any possibility of those 2 little boys becoming Rebels, helping Rich out in the future on the court, on the field?
Man, that'd be pretty cool to have them go to the school where I went to. We'll just have to see where it goes in the future. That'd be fun though to see my boys in a Rebel uniform.
I'm sure there's some Rebel fans that would like to see some more Calders out on the court.
Yeah.
Caden, since we're talking sports and Rebels, tell me about what you did as a Rich Rebel. What activities, what sports, musical, all that kind of stuff you did at Rich High School.
And I loved my time at Rich High School. It was really fun. I got to meet a lot of people. I felt pretty lucky for my situation. I got to be involved in a lot of athletics. I played football and basketball. I tried to do a little track in the springtime to help me stay busy. Then I just enjoyed being at school with a lot of my friends.
You were, 2011, so you were a junior in the 2009 football state championship?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I felt pretty lucky to be a part of that. That was a fun season.
Tell me a little bit more memories from that year and then other memories you have of just playing sports and being a Rebel.
Well, my favorite memory from that state championship football season was that state championship game. It was freezing. There was 6 inches of snow on the ground. We came out and we laid the hammer on them. I believe it was Duchesne that we played, and we ended up handling them pretty well, taking home the state title, and just the memories creating that, playing with those guys and having it be a really snowy day, that was a fun time.
Caden, what else did you say you were involved with? Track and field. Did you do the musical?
I did not. I was not a musically gifted person.
I'm fairly familiar with your little brother, Cameron. He was always trying to grow out the mullet, trying to grow a mustache or a goatee. Did you do anything like that at Rich when you were in high school?
No, I couldn't do that even if I wanted to then.
We're visiting with Caden Calder, a 2011 graduate of Rich High School, the Mound Valley Cattle Company. Where are they now? You mentioned 2 boys. Tell me a little bit more about your family, your wife, how you guys met.
Yeah, so we've been, this December will be 4 years of marriage, definitely happily married. We have our 2 little boys, JJ, and then our youngest that was just born is Kobe. My wife, Chantel, I met her after my first season playing at Westminster. I ended up dislocating my ankle right after the season. It was kind of a crazy freak injury. And so I went home to do rehab on my ankle, and I actually got set up through Cam Jarman. She was helping work for Cam Jarman, so while I was doing rehab, he got us set up. So that was kind of a funny story, how that worked out.
So she wasn't concerned by your the gimpy ankle at that time. She was just happy to meet you.
No, and I felt pretty lucky about meeting her, so it was pretty good.
You're a basketball fan, so when you say JJ as one son, I think JJ Redick. You said Kobe, I think Kobe Bryant. Do you spell them the same way?
Yeah, I'll be quite honest. We are North Carolina fans, so I get a lot of people give us a hard time about JJ with JJ Redick playing at Duke.
Mm-hmm.
So we like to tease about that a lot, but we are North Carolina fans. He actually got named after my wife's grandpa, which is James, so he's a James Jr.
Okay.
And then Kobe, we love the name Kobe, and obviously Kobe Bryant was a great basketball player, so yeah, they have somewhat of some basketball names. Yeah.
How did you get into becoming a fan of North Carolina?
It was just always what my family had on the TV when I was growing up. My dad loved to watch them, and my older brother Jesse loved watching them, so I just kind of followed suit and hung on to watching them as well.
Caden, is there anything that we haven't touched on that you'd like to talk about, your days at Rich High School, or say anything to the folks listening to today's game?
I just want to say thanks to all the fans that continue to support Rich Rebels Athletics. There's a lot of good kids up there, a lot of good coaches that put in time to help develop those kids and to develop them into young men. And so I just want to say thanks to them, for the athletes, for playing hard, and I hope the Rebels go get a win today.
A couple more quick questions. Growing up in a great place in Rich County, you probably got lots of fresh raspberries and a lot of other benefits, obviously. What do you miss most about, I mean, not that Tooele's nothing against Tooele, it's a great place to live, I'm sure, but what do you miss most from Rich County?
Honestly, just the fact that it's home. You know, it feels home to me, to my wife as well. She's from just over on the Idaho border in Paris. So whenever we get a chance to go visit, we just always talk about how it feels, the feeling of coming into Bear Lake and just having it feel like home.
Last question, Caden. You said you hope the Rebels go get a win in the game. They've got Kanab for homecoming. What's your prediction on the game?
Man, my prediction is with homecoming coming around, those young kids, they'll be excited. They'll be ready to play. My prediction, I'm going to go 21-14 Rebels. The Rebel defense comes up with a big win against Kanab.
Caden Calder, anything else you want to touch on?
No, thank you for your time, Ryan.
Thank you so much for your time. Good luck with the two boys, with coaching and the school and your wife. Wish you the best. Thanks so much.
Thank you. It's been great.
Thanks, Caden, for joining us on Where Are They Now? Brought to you by the Mountain Valley Cattle Company, Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. When we return on the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet pregame show, we'll visit with the coaches of today's teams on the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital Coaches Show. It's Rich Rebel Football on KDQ FM 98.3 with live streaming video at My Local Radio.
Bring your vehicle for service at Rocky Mountain Yeti and feel the difference. It's easy. Visit with one of the friendly service riders and then relax and enjoy hot waffles and ice cream. While you relax Yeti style, your vehicle will be worked on by our experienced mechanics. From regular maintenance to major repairs, we do it all. Have your service work done at Rocky Mountain Yeti in Evanston and feel the difference. Get Yeti'd today.
Ooh, yeah.
100 Wasatch Road in Evanston.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
Tuned in to Rich High Rebel Football on KADQ 98.3 and mylocalradio.com. This is Rebel Coach Justin Grohl on the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital Coaches Show. Stay tuned in. Kickoff is just 20 minutes away here on KADQ.
Welcome to the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital Coaches Show. Rebels come into this homecoming weekend at 0-5 this season, and quite frankly, homecoming games have not been real kind to the Rebels over the last 5 or 6 years. Even the 2014 state championship season, the Rebels lost to Kanab homecoming day at Rich 9-7. So Rich is looking to buck that trend of homecoming losses. No one sees the game the way the coaches do, so let's take a few minutes to visit with opposing coach Bucky Orton, and then we'll talk to Rebel headman Justin Grohl and get his thoughts on today's game. We'll be back after this from Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care on this broadcast of Rich Rebel Football on the Wildlife with live streaming video at mylocalradio.com. More than 1,300 rural hospitals were evaluated, and Bear Lake Memorial Hospital placed in the top 20 for quality and best practices and critical access. Offering a 24-hour emergency department, orthopedics, home health, a residential nursing home, physical therapy, surgical services, family doctors, chemotherapy, dialysis, and more. When it comes to your health, make sure you're seen by the best. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
Ryan Steineckert with Bucky Orton, head coach of the Kanab Cowboys. Coach, thanks for your time.
No problem, Ryan. My pleasure.
How's the drive up?
It was like it always is. It's a pretty drive, but it's a long drive after 6 or 7 hours in a bus. You feel it, but it was all right.
You've started at 2-4, but you've won 2 of your last 3, and those first 2 or 3 were just that's a brutal schedule.
Yeah, we have a tough preseason. We tested ourselves pretty well in the preseason, but we just needed to find a way to win some of those games, and hopefully that'll help us later on as we progress in the year, that to close out a game or 2 that's close, and hopefully we learn something from that instead of just getting beat in a close game. Hopefully we can make some better decisions down the stretch and suck it up a little bit better, be a little more disciplined. Those were the things that I think cost us a couple of those games.
Did you see some of that improvement in the last couple of weeks where you've won 2 of those last 3?
Yes, I've seen some improvement. I've seen our kids doing a little bit better job of assignment, and I'm happy with that. We're not progressing maybe at the rate that I'd love to see them progress at, but I have to remind myself we're an inexperienced team, 2 to 3 guys back on both sides of the ball. So, but I have seen some improvement. Our kids are dedicated, they're committed, they're working hard. So, really, that's all we can ask as coaches.
Preseason, you were picked to win the South, despite bringing just the 2 or 3 back that you just mentioned. Is that a surprise for you? And how do you guys feel about that?
Well, it's an honor that they picked us to win the South. I think I had us picked 2nd or 3rd, to be honest with you. But I feel like we have the kids to do it if we'll get together. I mean, we're facing a little injuries right now, but that's just part of football. I think every team has to deal with that, and you don't use it as an excuse. You just move on. And I like our kids. I like the kids we have on the field. I still believe in them. I think that they can win any game that they're up against, and I think they can lose any game they're up against. It's kind of what I told them. I said, I just throw records out the window, and from here on out, every game's a test. And so hopefully, we'll show up today and be the team that I think we're capable of being, and progress, keep progressing. That's the goal.
You got a different quarterback in there, and I guess Marcus started last week at Layton Christian. Is that right?
Yeah, Marcus started last week. We lost Sam with a broken finger the week of Duchesne. We found out he's out for the season, which is kind of a bummer. But Marcus did a great job. I was high on him. He's a senior. He's not got a lot of any really quarterback experience. So he stepped in and did a great job last week against Layton, and kind of weathered the storm early and settled in and made some great throws and managed our offense, really well for a first time playing the quarterback position. So, he's going to make some mistakes. He's going to go the wrong way a couple times and that kind of stuff, and that's expected. But I love his vocal leadership. I mean, he's a real strong vocal leader, and he's confident. And so we'll deal with the mistakes, and we're happy that we have Marcus that's willing to step up and take that leadership role on.
You've had some good games with Rich over the last several years, some that you've won big, some they've won big. Last year, though, a close one. You guys got a pick 6 that made a big difference in a 14-12 win at your place.
Yeah, Rich is always tough. Kanab, Rich, we both have tradition. And that's exactly what I echoed before the game. Take records, throw them out the window. Rich thinks they can beat you. You better think you can beat them. It's got to be a battle. They're not going to back down to you for 1 second. And I hope our kids trust me. That's what I asked them. I said, do you trust me? Because I know from years of experience of what today's game could be like for either team, and I would expect it to be, honestly, a tough, hard-fought game that could go in either direction.
What do you need to do to beat the Rebels today?
Well, we got to take care of the football, and we got to make some plays on defense too. I think we've got to press the issue on defense and maybe apply a little more pressure than what we've been doing, and do a better job assignment-wise on defense too. We've had some struggles defensively on assignments, but and then on offensively we just got to take care of the ball and win up front. Try to win up front like you would at any game that you go into. So I don't think it's really a new recipe. Take care of the football on offense and make good decisions, and on defense I'd like to see us be a little more assignment savvy and maybe be a little bit better at applying pressure.
Anything else you want to touch on, Coach?
No, thanks, Ryan. Appreciate you guys and your hospitality.
Bucky Orton, head coach of the Kanab Cowboys. Thanks for your time. Good luck today.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks, Coach Orton. We're only about 15 minutes away from kickoff and today's action. You're tuned in to the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital Coaches Show. Coming up on the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet pregame show, we'll visit with Rebel head coach Justin Grohl on Rich Rebel Football on Rebel Radio and online at mylocalradio.com.
Many of our customers have trusted Jensen Wood Motors for generations. It's important to all of us here at the dealership we always work for the people. My grandpa was a man of his word, and he passed that tradition on to us. We understand that we're here to serve our customers, and every day we try and do that to the best of our ability. We really appreciate each customer, and we want to make sure that they feel that when they're doing business with us.
Jensen Wood Motors, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Montpelier, Idaho.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. Orthopedic surgery is the practice of medicine centered around bones and joints. It's all about movement and activity and getting that to be less painful. Watching a patient with a specific problem, whether that's pain or decreased range of motion, and being able to treat them, by far the best part of my job.
Welcome back to the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet pregame show. We're in the middle of the Coaches Show, brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care. Rebels and the Kanab Cowboys facing off today. The Rebels haven't beaten Kanab since they took them down twice during the 2013 season, once in the regular season at Kanab and once in the semifinals. So it's a 5-game losing streak for the Rebels against Kanab. Rich looks to turn that around, plus the 12 straight that the Rebels have lost going back to last season. Stay tuned. We'll be right back to talk with Rebel head coach Justin Grohl and see how his team plans to turn things around today when we return on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
As the hospital closest to Bear Lake, professional medical care is always available at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. As a full-service hospital, Bear Lake Memorial offers an emergency room that's open 24/7. They treat patients of all ages. Other professional services include physicians' clinics, assisted living, home health services, counseling, dialysis, physical, occupational, and speech therapy, orthopedic care, and skilled nursing. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
Ryan Steineckert with Justin Grohl, the Rich Rebel football team. A tough loss down at Parowan. That was a physical team.
Yeah, they're very physical. You know, that's one of the most physical teams we'll face all year.
They shut you guys down offensively. You had that hook and lateral that almost worked, but other than that, and Jared's scramble in the third or fourth quarter where he picked up 42, 43 yards, you just couldn't find any room to move the ball.
You know, I sometimes you're just down. I mean, they don't have very good games. You know, we had a couple of people that usually step up. They didn't have the greatest games, and that happens. But you're right, we just couldn't get things rolling the way we thought we could.
I guess the good news is you still haven't played a 1A North region game. So Layton Christian, Duchesne, and Altamont still on the horizon. You've got Kanab, though, this week, a final non-region game. What do you know about the Cowboys?
You know, they're fast. They've got a lot of speed. They are big and they're physical. You know, they got a couple of big kids in that. So we got to be able to take care of that and not let them get outside. That's our big thing, is not let them get outside. And then once we shut that down, we got to be careful not to let them sneak out of the back and catch one for a big play. You know, that's what they've done in the past. Just run, and then all of a sudden somebody will sneak out and forget about them, and they make a big play and keep going. So if we can limit those couple of things, keep them in front of us, and limit the big plays, and then the tackling. We got to tackle the first time, not 3 or 4 times down the road.
You feel like that was an issue at Parowan?
That's our biggest right now is we're facing is we are not getting to tackle the first time, where it's taking us 2, 3, maybe even 4 or 5 times, and by then they're 20 yards down the field, and it's a lot better to give up 3 than it is 20 every time. So
last year when you played at Kanab, it was a real close competitive game. I think the real difference in the game, they had a pick 6, and other than that, you guys, especially offensively, you outplayed them.
Yeah, you know, they're a good team, and they've got a lot of starters back. They were young, and they'll be a good team this time. You know, Coach Orton always has them going, and he has them playing. You know, he's a good coach, and So I expect more of the same. They're going to be good physical. We just have to see to hang in there and give us a chance to win right to the very end. We got to maintain drives, go down and score and maintain drives and then tackle. That's our two big keys that we have to work out with this week.
Do you feel like personnel-wise you match up with them well?
I think we match up with them better than we have like Parowan and a couple of teams. Yeah, they're not as. I don't think they're as physical. They'll be really physical, but they like the speed and stuff, and that helps us a little bit. We seem to do better if we can keep them that way.
How tough is it going to be this week trying to get guys focused, prepared for the game with all the homecoming activities?
This is the biggest challenge every single year. I've coached since I've started in 2000, so 18 years, and every year our biggest headache is the kids are out till way late. They're focused on other activities, and in some ways they need that break. They need that time to readjust and refocus, but also know in the back of your mind, okay, this is over. I got to make sure I take care of my number one job.
Coach, anything else you want to touch on?
I think that's it. Just we want to have good showing, good crowd support. We usually do, and so I'm excited there. We just need to make sure that we come to play. We're ready. We're going, and we take care of business.
Justin Grohl, the Rich Rebel football team, thanks for your time. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you so much.
This has been the Coaches Show, brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care. We're down to crunch time as this thing kicks off in less than 10 minutes. You're tuned in to Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet pregame show of Rich Rebel football on KADQ FM 98.3. We've got live streaming video online at mylocalradio.com.
When it comes to parts and service, don't rely on anyone other than the team at Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley. The professional mechanics and parts department team have the experience to help you with whatever you need. When you need to add a winch, get an extra belt or spark plugs, winterize, repair or replace tires, or have a rebuild, they can help. Whatever you need, gift ideas, parts, accessories, or a great mechanic, you'll find it all at Cache Honda Yamaha in between Logan and Smithfield on Highway 91.
At beautiful Bear Lake, skiing, snowmobiling, sailing, and swimming are just some of the fun activities offered to recreationists. The Greater Bear Lake Valley offers prime hunting and fishing areas, whether it's trout fishing in the streams or ice fishing for Cisco on the lake, hunting deer or seeking elk along the high mountain ridges. The scenic corner of Utah and Idaho offers outdoor recreation and historical interests away from crowds and high prices. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
Some folks say that life can be measured in seasons. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston, we have vehicles for every season. From new to experienced drivers, we understand that safety, affordability, and great mileage are always on the must-have list. So whether you're just starting out or it's time to expand your fleet, we've got every season covered. Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. Stop in today, 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
Been tuned into the pregame show brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. We've got the Laketown Ledger, Pugstone Sporting Green Scene, Epic Recreation keys of the game, and the Zions Bank starting lineups coming up. But a little bit ahead of schedule on our pregame show, and that's better than behind schedule, which have been the last couple of weeks. So we'll take this minute to just give you a quick update on some games yesterday and around the rest of the 1A classification. There were some games, North versus South, and a couple interesting ones that really may have some at least implications for further down the road in playoff time. Altamont yesterday hosted Milford, and it was all Tigers, 41-6. Milford with the win. Milford now 6-0 on the season. They have not lost since they got dropped by Duchesne last year in the regular season. Of course, Milford beat Duchesne for the championship, so Milford's on somewhere around a 12 or 13 game winning streak. Duchesne yesterday was in action hosting Parowan, and the Rams with the win, 14-7. Final score, so Duchesne drops to 3-4. Parowan is at 5-1 with that 14-7 win at Duchesne yesterday. Monticello yesterday hosted Layton Christian, and it was the Eagles of Layton Christian, a 17-14 victory. And Layton Christian improves to 2-4. They won their first game of the season over North Summit. Hadn't won since then. It was a 4-game losing streak, but the Eagles, again, that 17-14 win yesterday over Monticello, who drops to 3-3. Today, the only other game among 1A classification teams, Rich versus Kanab. Kickoff is scheduled for 10 minutes from now. We'll continue on with our Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet pregame show, and we'll be back with those starting lineups, the Laketown Ledger, the Pugstone Sporting Green Scene, and the Epic Recreation keys of the game, plus the coin toss and the opening kick after this on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Trayson Lutz, and you're tuned into Rich High School Football on Rebel Radio at mylocalradio.com.
Most of our limits we have in life come from the walls in our own mind. The Town Council and citizens of Laketown, Utah celebrate all students and staff in the Rich School District. Learning and education will help make that wall in your mind shorter, so it is easier to jump over. We encourage every student to reach their full potential through hard work, continued education, and focus.
Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston is Rich County's representative. As a mother and grandmother of Rich High graduates and current students, and a longtime resident of Randolph, Rolene is familiar with your needs and will work to provide you with the best customer service in the industry. The next time you're looking for a new car or truck, think Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
Play hard and go Rebels.
Welcome back to Rebel Football on KADQ FM 98.3 with live streaming video at mylocalradio.com. The Rebels today at 0-5 hosting the Kanab Cowboys. Kanab comes in at 2-4, but and probably rightly so, ranked number 4 in the 1A classification. You've definitely got Milford at the top. That top spot is theirs to lose. Parowan probably moved themselves just last night with a 14-7 win over Duchesne. Parowan should likely be the number 2 team if they weren't already there. I'd have Duchesne probably 3rd, and then Kanab 4th place. Now, that being said, we'll see how things go today for the Rich Rebels against the Kanab Cowboys. Rebels with a couple of injuries of note. Trayson Lutz thinks he broke his toe. He hasn't seen a doctor yet. He's suited up and he plans to play, but boy, looking at him as the Rebels running through some warm-up plays, Lutz on the sideline, he's very ginger, very tender right foot or right toe. He was icing it before the game, and he's not moving much on it. We'll see how things go for him. Colton Meek, torn MCL is the word from Colton. I talked to him just a few minutes ago, and he's out for the season. So in his, well, not in his place, but Kaysen Trenary will be wearing number 1 today for the Rebels. I think that's the only number change that we're seeing from the Rebels out on the field this afternoon as they warm up and get things ready to go. A couple other injuries, some dings and little hurts and owies and things like that, but I think those are the only 2 as far as Lutz and Meek, the only 2 that are really out for this game. We may have some other things, small things that the Rebels are dealing with, but let's see. Rebels have got to find their offense today. That's been an issue this season. And the JV team scored twice in a 24-12 loss against Kanab earlier this afternoon. We'll see if the Rebels can match that offensively and find that one of the things they really need to find is the rushing game. Rich was averaging just 68 rushing yards per game. They had only 19 rushing yards against Milford. A little bit more last week in the loss to Parowan, 60 rushing yards, but most of those came on a 43-yard quarterback scramble by Jared Anderson. So the consistency just hasn't been there. Rebels averaging just 141 yards of offense per game, and that's got to get better if they want to have a chance to win against Kanab today. Again, looking at Kanab and what they've done so far this season, they lost the opener, a close one against South Sevier, 41-37. Lost, again, a close one in Game 2 against 2A Beaver, 15-14. Got hammered by Richfield, 42-0. Then beat Altamont solidly, 35-7. Lost 2 weeks ago at Duchesne, 14-6. And then last week, they trailed 13-0 early, but scored 34 unanswered points to beat Layton Christian, 34-13. All right, moving along in our pregame coverage. Let's bring you the Laketown Ledger. It's brought to you by the town of Laketown. Good luck, Rebels, from the mayor and town council of Laketown. The Kanab Cowboys and Rebels I've got 12 times they've met since 2005, and I couldn't find any other times they'd met prior to that. Kanab won the first 5 matchups from 2005 through 08. They met a couple of times in the playoffs, quarterfinals, semifinals. Kanab beat Rich in the 2007 championship game, 35-14. 2 years later, though, the Rebels, or a few years later, in 2013, Rebels hammered Kanab on their homecoming night at Kanab, 41-13 in the regular season, and then came from behind to beat Kanab in the playoffs, in the semifinals, 18-13 in that 2013 playoff year. But since then, it's been Kanab. Wins for the Cowboys 9-7 in 2014, the Rebels' last state championship year. They lost to Kanab that season. 2015, Rebels got blown out at Kanab. The last few years have been closer, though. 14-0 in a loss to Kanab 2 years ago, and then lost to him in the semifinals. Last year, a very close game, 14-12 was the loss. But so Kanab, of the many teams that Rich plays on a regular basis, very few of them Rebels have a losing record against, especially this lopsided. But Kanab in 12 matchups has 10 wins against the Rebels going back to 2005. That's your Laketown Ledger, brought to you by the Mayor Sim Weston, council members Dallas Clark, Chris Hodges, Gary Ogilvie, and Delora White of the town of Laketown. Moving along to our keys of the game, brought to you by Epic Recreation. Make your vacation an epic one to remember. Visit epicrecreation.net for all your rentals in the Bear Lake area. Keys of the game against Kanab today. Number one is a couple of things that Coach Grohl mentioned. One is bring them down. They got to tackle better. Too many times in the last couple of weeks we've seen Rebels get to the ball carrier and make the hit, but then fail to bring them down and end the play. Opponents' yards after contact are killing the Rebels. In fact, look at last week against Parowan. All of the Rams' touchdown runs, on all of those runs, the Rebels made contact short of the end zone but couldn't stop the ball carrier's progress, and Parowan scored. Kanab's speed will make it tough for Rebel defenders to wrap up, but if Rich wants to win today, they've got to make the first hit count and bring them down. Number two is the best defense, maybe a good offense. Through 5 games in 2018, Rebel opponents have scored 40 or more points 3 times, and they're averaging 37 points per game. Rebels have got to be better on defense. Now, the last time the Rebels brought home a football trophy, Rich boasted the top scoring defense in the state while holding its opponents to 1 touchdown or fewer in 8 of the 12 games that season. They also posted 3 shutouts. Boxer Jack Dempsey said the best defense is a good offense, and for Rich to have any chance of keeping the Kanab Cowboys within reach this afternoon, the offense has to move the football, pick up some first downs, eat up some clock time, and put some points on the board. The less time Kanab's offense has the football, the less they'll score. It's as simple as that. For Rich to win today's homecoming game, they need a good offense, the best defense. And the Rebels have to limit big plays, your third Epic Recreation key of the game. When these teams met a year ago, Kanab scored twice en route to a 14-12 victory. Now, their first score came on a 90-yard pick six. That's a big play. Their other scoring drive included 4 plays of 10 yards or more. In short, a few big plays made all the difference for Kanab in the win last year. Coach Grohl told us just a few minutes ago in our pregame show that he needs his team to prevent Kanab from sneaking out the back and catching one for a big play. The Cowboys have a lot of speed and explosive athletes, and for the Rebels to have a chance today, Rich needs to contain those explosive threats and limit the big plays. Those are your keys of the game, brought to you by Epic Recreation. Visit epicrecreation.net for all your rentals in the Bear Lake area, whether it's up in the mountains, down in the lake, or anywhere else in the Bear Lake area. Visit epicrecreation.net. We've got your Pugstone Sporting Green Scene is next. Crawford Mountains in the distance. Crawford Trough open for this afternoon, I'm sure. The place to eat and drink in Randolph. But kind of a cloudy day here in Randolph. 78 degrees is the current temperature, and I think that was the forecasted temperature as well. Wind was really whipping earlier during the JV game. It settled down just a little bit, but still might play a factor for both of these teams that like to pass a fair amount. Kanab has gone that way. They've passed a lot this season. And in fact, during that JV game, I was up there with Coach Bucky Orton of the Cowboys, and he kept saying, he said at least 2 or 3 times, man, this wind has really given us a hard time. And so that may play a factor in today's game, that wind. 78 degrees, a nice afternoon at Rich High School, especially, boy, we're late September, 78 degrees. So we can't complain about that. Rich will be in the home blues, white numbers, blue helmets. The Cowboys in all whites with red numbers. Oh, the white cowboy or the red cowboy on that white helmet. And Cowboys, boy, they've got some good size. We'll tell you a little bit more about their size up front in the starting lineups. But this has been your green scene, brought to you by Pugstone Sporting Goods. Winter, summer, spring, or fall, Pugstones has it all. Pugstones is your Bear Lake all sporting goods shop, and you can now order online at pugstonesporting.com. That's pugstonesporting.com. Let's pause one moment for station identification.
You're tuned in to Rich Rebel Sports on KADQ Evanston.
Rebel captains heading to midfield. The Cowboys still running through some offensive plays as they continue to warm up. In case you're just joining us, some scores from yesterday. Milford, no trouble with Altamont last night, 41-6. The Monticello Buckaroos lost at at home against Layton Christian, 17-14, and Parowan with the win over Duchesne, 14-7. Parowan Rams at 5-1 this season. JV game earlier today was a closer game. The Rebels trailed early, but kept it close for most of the contest. 24-12 was the final score. Rebels got a touchdown late to put that second touchdown on the board. 24-12 again was the final score in that JV game. Looks like we're going to have the flag ceremony here. I didn't see a coin toss. Maybe they'll do that right after the flag. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with your coin toss and opening kickoff right after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Trayson Lutz, and you're tuned in to Rich High School Football on Rebel Radio at MyLocalRadio.com.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires that offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
Once you've visited the Bear Lake Valley, you'll want to come back many more times. Realtor Gary McKee and the team at Bear Lake Realty can show you ways you can own a piece of the lake. Whether you want a summer home, a lot, a quarter share in a home, or a place to live year-round, Gary McKee is the #1 real estate agent in Bear Lake. Visit with Gary today and learn about all the options you have. Bear Lake Realty in Garden City, Utah. Visit BearLakeRealty.com.
At beautiful Bear Lake, skiing, snowmobiling, sailing, and swimming are just some of the fun activities offered to recreationists. The greater Bear Lake Valley offers prime hunting and fishing areas, whether it's trout fishing in the streams or ice fishing for Cisco on the lake, hunting deer or seeking elk along the high mountain ridges. The scenic corner of Utah and Idaho offers outdoor recreation and historical interests away from crowds and high prices. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
Back at Rich High School for this afternoon's football game. Instead of Friday Night Lights, it's Saturday afternoon gridiron action. The Rebels hosting the Kanab Cowboys. Rich coming in at 0-5. The Cowboys at 2-4. They played in that, I don't know if you call it a 0 week, but that first week of the season when Rich doesn't get things going just yet. That football game they played at South Sevier, the Kanab Cowboys did, and come from behind win for South Sevier in that one. Captains meet at center field. Jared Anderson, Reagan Huffner, Kaysen Trenary wearing number 1 today, with Colton Meek out with that MCL tear is what the word is. Jaden Larson and Dietz and Rex, Rebel captains. Kanab, of course, will call on the toss. A windy afternoon. We see a few sweatshirts around. 78 degrees. I'm confused. I'm a little bit warm in a short sleeve shirt. I can't quite understand some of the sweatshirts I'm seeing, but to each his own. A beautiful afternoon for a late September football game at Rich High School. The toss. Rebels win the toss and defer. So Kanab will receive. They'll choose to defend the north end zone to get this one started. Kanab will receive. We'll give you their starting offense on the Zions Bank starting lineups, financial resources, wealth management solutions, mortgage services, and more. That's Zions Bank. The Cowboys front line, some big boys, juniors, 4 juniors, 1 senior. Dawson Orton, Coach Bucky Orton's son, is number 50. He's the center. The other 4, well, Cameron Fryer, also a senior on the offensive line. The other 3 are juniors, Jace Reedhead, Cade Szymanski, and Dallin Whitesides. Quarterback is Marcus Fox, filling in for Sam Orton, who was the expected starting quarterback but broke his finger about a week and a half ago. Running back is Caden McDonald, a senior, number 3. Slot backs are 21, senior Jerem Johnson, and senior number 23, Cody Stubbs. Tight end is big number 17, junior Kyle Blomquist, and junior number 32, Carter Jackman, is the wide receiver. These starting lineups are brought to you by Zions Bank. For the Rebel defense up front, seniors and 3 seniors, 1 sophomore. Ander Rex, Jaden Nelson, Reagan Huffner, the seniors, Jaden Rao, the sophomore. Linebackers are Stetson Huffaker, Trayson Lutz, Colton Hislop, and Jared Anderson. And defensive backfield, Kyler Wilson, Hayden Meek, cornerbacks, and free safety, Landon Hunting. Now, again, Colton Hislop hurt his toe this week. Stubbed his toe on something hard he didn't think was as hard as it was. And now I'm not seeing him, looking for him right now, and I'm trying to find him as we get set for the Bear Lake Physical Therapy opening kickoff. Huffaker boots it away, and we are underway in the Crawford Trough first quarter. A high kick fielded at the 4, and running to his right, finds some room to the 15, and then he's hit hard at the 20, and a good wrap-up tackle, open field by Reagan Huffner. Didn't allow the return man to go any further than that. On the return was Cody Stubbs, and we'll give him a 19-yard return to the 23-yard line. Cowboys, a 1st and 10. First quarter, we're just underway. Man wide out to the right is Carter Jackman. Under center, Marcus Fox, 2 in the backfield. Slot back on the right side in tight. Whitesides goes in motion. Snap up in the give up the middle, and out across the 28 to about the 30-yard line goes Jerem Johnson. And they'll spot it right at the 30. So a 7-yard gain on first down for Johnson. He comes in. Incomplete stats, I think, online for Deseret, or from Deseret News, and I couldn't find any other stats for Kanab, but I'd had Johnson with 4 carries, 58 yards coming into the game. 2nd down and short for the Cowboys. Fox under center. He's a southpaw, so that may play a little bit of a factor in at least how the Rebels try to attack him if they get any pressure. Man in motion. He gets the handoff up the middle. Some room to run. Landon Hunting finally meets him across the 40 to about the 44 on a pretty solid gain for Cody Stubbs. Clear out to the 44-yard line. That's a 14-yard gain for Cody Stubbs. And a nice big hole up the middle. Okay, Colton Hislop is out there. Colton Meek injured. And quick officials timeout. Is Trayson Lutz out there? That's my question right now. Looks like he is. Trayson really was showing a lot of gingerness in the pregame warm-ups. Wanted a little more time back on the clock. They'll go back to 11 minutes. Kanab, a first down on the drive. Move the chains, a 14-yard run by Cody Stubbs. Stubbs, the slot on the left side, angled in toward the line in his stance. As Fox is under center, sends Whitesides in motion. The snap, give to Stubbs. Rebels busted this one in the backfield, but Stubbs breaks a tackle, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and maybe picked up a yard to the 45. Rebels got excellent penetration into the backfield, and Stubbs, what a play for him to just pick up even 1 yard. 2nd down and 9 for the offense, for the Kanab Cowboys offense. I've said Whitesides a couple of times when Caden McDonald goes in motion. Number 3 is Caden McDonald, my apologies. McDonald here on the right side slot. Jackman out wide to the left. McDonald then sets up in the backfield, an offset pro formation. Fox under center, takes the snap, little trouble getting it, then turns and hands to Jerem Johnson. He's wrapped up immediately and a little slow to get him down, but Colton Hislop there, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and about 8. 1-yard gain to the 46 for Jerem Johnson. 2 carries, 8 yards so far in this game. Cowboys at their own 46-yard line. They need the Rebel 46 to move the chains. We'll see if this Rebel defense can come up with a stop early on. Fox under center, didn't like something he saw, calls for a timeout. We'll take one as well. No score on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. 9:39 left in this Crawford Trough first quarter.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Trayson Lutz, and you're tuned into Rich High School football on Rebel Radio at mylocalradio.com.
If you haven't eaten a famous Crawford Angus burger at the Crawford Trough in Randolph, you haven't lived. It starts with a 1/4-pound Angus beef, pastrami, bacon, pepper jack cheese, and ranch sauce. Add lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and pickles. The only thing that makes it better is when you add an order of home-cut fries and a fresh raspberry shake. Heaven. Stop and enjoy a burger today. The Crawford Trough, open late after every Rich High School home game. 120 South Main, Randolph.
The Cowboys came out of that timeout quickly. The Rebels scrambling to get out on the field. They're giving them the time they need to get set up defensively. A 3rd and 8 for Kanab. Near midfield, their own 46-yard line. Fox under center. Same formation with 1 in the backfield, 2 slots on each side of the line, or on either side. Fox takes the snap, rolls to his left. He is a southpaw, throws a fade down the left sideline and misfires out of bounds. Intended for Cody Stubbs, but it was uncatchable. That one was thrown well out of bounds. Fox has not played a lot of quarterback this season. Last week was his first start as the quarterback for the Kanab Cowboys. Sam Orton came in as the expected starter. And in fact, looking back to last year when the Rebels played against the Cowboys, no, that was Tavin Ott who played quarterback, but Orton as a junior was the expected starter. Low line drive punt. Rebels just about got it, but it rolls down inside the 25. Ends up being a pretty decent punt as it got a nice roll. The punt was by Caden McDonald, and the Rich defense does its job on the first possession of the game for Kanab. Rebels take over 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line. 9:26 left in the Crawford Trough first quarter. Well, they'll inch that ball back a little further to the 23. 1st and 10, Rebel offense. Trips out to the left side. Again, no Colton Meek in this one, so Landon Hunting gets the start on offense for Rich. Anderson in the shotgun, Hislop on his right hip. Jared looks right, nothing there. Now he's going to run, and he runs right over Stubbs, still on his feet, near 1st down yardage across the 33. And boy, Jared Anderson just said, "Nah, Stubbs, you're not taking me down." Just ran right over him. And Jared takes it for 11 yards out to the 34-yard line. Anderson, the Rebel leading ball carrier this season, 262 rushing yards on 46 attempts, plus that 11 yards. And the Rebels have a comprehensive family dental first down, brought to you by Dr. Sean Grohl. Anderson, still from the shotgun, trips to his left. Quick throw out to the right side. He's got Hunting at the 30. Can he break outside? He breaks one tackle to the 35, to the 40. And boy, Case and Trineri on that outside, just holding the block, holding it without holding the man. That was some good blocking on that outside. And a shorter wide receiver screen is effective to the 41-yard line. A 7-yard gain makes it 2nd down and 3. And we've seen that wide receiver screen a lot, but with just 2 guys out there, and it's a long throw. But the quicker throw gave Hunting a little more time to set up and find some room to run. Trips right. Anderson rolls to his right, looking to throw, looking. Lobs down the right sideline. He's got Huffner catch at the 40 of Kanab. He's wrapped up immediately and brought down, and a nice gain. Anderson just hesitated and waited till Huffner got past that cornerback and then made a nice throw, lobbed it over the top, all the way to the Kanab 37-yard line. That's a 22-yard gain and catch by Reagan Huffner. And the Rebels, another comprehensive family dental first down, brought to you by Dr. Sean Grohl. Trips to the left, clock running, ball on the right hash for the Rebels in Kanab territory. Cowboys showing pressure on the right side. Another quick wide receiver screen. Hunting has it. Goes straight up the field. He's hit as he goes down. He was tripped up initially by Marcus Fox. Hunting gets down to the 31-yard line. Another 6-yard gain. And Landon Hunting being active so far, stepping in to start in the place of Colton Mink. So 6 yards there puts Anderson at 3 for 3 for 35 yards. We'll see if the Rebels can keep this going at the Kanab 31. Kyler Wilson isolated on the left side, trips right, ball on the left hash. Anderson calls for it, gets the snap, pressure comes. He'll step up away from it, maybe pick up a couple, and again just pushes forward inside the 30 to about the 27. And Jared with good ball security there, able to pick his way forward using his feet. We saw this is the kind of movement that we saw from Anderson in that first game of the season against Bear Lake, and he had 200-plus total yards in the game. The 27-yard line, so that was a 4-yard gain for Anderson in the Rebel offense, facing a third and about a half an inch. Trips to the right side. Hislop very close to Anderson, and Colton gets the handoff. He's got the first down. Nice push right up the middle from the Rebel offensive line, including James McKinnon, of course, Jaden Nelson, Deeds, and the other two guys up there. And the Rebels move the chains. Hislop down to the 25-yard line. Rich needed half a yard. Hislop gains 2. And Rich with another comprehensive Family Dental first down. That's 3 first downs on this drive for the Rebel offense. Trips right. Anderson back looking to throw. Flag flies. Whistles blow it dead. And looks like it'll be a penalty against Rich. False start is the call. Remember, ICS volleyball coach last night, Kevin Inafuku, told me that his biggest focus for his team is to not beat themselves, not worry about the other team so much as worrying about themselves. And penalties like that is one way you can beat yourself. Rebels facing, instead of a 1st and 10 at the Kanab 25, it's a 1st and 15 at the Kanab 30. 2 receivers left, 2 in the backfield with Anderson. Huffner and Hislop back there. Hislop, nope, fake handoff, pitch out right side to Huffner. Ball pops loose. He takes a friendly bounce and he gets it back. Boy, and if that doesn't squirt out of his hands, he probably would have picked up a few yards, but instead he had to scramble to get back to it at the 35, a 5-yard loss. And I like that play, the fake give up the middle and then the pitch to the outside, but it just didn't work because of the fumble. So a loss of 5. Huffner had been averaging 6 yards per carry coming into this game. That'll drop down as the Rebels face a 2nd and 20. Trips to the right, ball on the right hash. Hislop steps to Anderson's right hip. Jared calls for the snap, gets it, looking left side. He's going deep for Kyler Wilson. Kyler went in. Anderson thought he was going out, and it falls incomplete. 2 defenders out there, and that was well read, well played by that Kanab defense. So a 3rd down and 20 for Rich at the Kanab 35-yard line. Rebels have had some good success offensively against this Cowboys defense so far, but facing a 3rd and long. They need the 15-yard line to move the chains. Trips out to the left side. Flint Silva, the wideout on the left. Anderson with Hislop on his left side, takes the snap, rolls to his left. Good enough protection. He finds Hunting, catch at the 30, spins and gets to the 25 before he's finally wrapped up and brought down. An initial hit by Carter Jackman of Kanab. Rebels pick up 10 to the 25. Landon Hunting has been busy so far. That's his 3rd reception. Got 23 yards. He had not caught a pass before this game in varsity action. Kyler Wilson wide to the left. Rebels, no question, going for it here on a 4th and 10 at the Kanab 25-yard line. Ball on the left hash, trips out to the right side. Kanab showing some pressure on the outside. Anderson forced out of the pocket. Ball pops loose, and he falls back on it. Didn't matter who fell on it there. It was 4th down, so Kanab will take over on downs. Turnover, and Kanab will have decent field position. Saw some good promising things from the Rebels on that possession, but it ended with a fumble and a turnover on downs. Kanab will take over on their own 37. So that was a 12-yard loss on the sack. First quarter, 4:10 left in the Crawford Trough first. No score on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Fox under center. Sends a man in motion, then gives right up the middle. Some room to run, and diving forward across the 40 is Kyle Blomquist, the junior, brought down by Hayden Meek at the 43-yard line. That's a 6-yard gain on Blomquist's first carry, just right up the gut. That was a quick hit, or a quick handoff. Blomquist looks like he's the solo back in the backfield behind Fox, about 3 yards, maybe 4 yards behind him. Marcus sends a man in motion, then gives it to Stubbs, going from left to right. And Cody Stubbs picks up a few, picked his way forward out near midfield for a first down at the 49. 6 yards, and Stubbs has 21 yards on 3 carries. He's gone for 14, then just 1, and then 6. Under 3.5 to go in the Crawford Trough first quarter. No score on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard, and if Rich can keep this a lower scoring game, that definitely, at least from what we've seen this season, that would be better for the Rebels. McDonald on the right side slot, Stubbs left side, and Blomquist in the backfield. Turn, give to Stubbs, then a quick give to McDonald. Rebels are all over it though, and McDonald has nowhere to go. I don't know how he even held on to that football. Hayden Meek was in the backfield, Huffner back there as well, and it's good for no gain. That's McDonald's first carry of the game. Goes for no gain. 2nd down and 10 for the Kanab offense. Down to 2:40 left in the Crawford Trough first quarter. Looking for our McKay Frankham Dental Services precision play of the game. We'll watch throughout the 4 quarters of today's game for that one. Jackman on the right side, a tight formation for Kanab on a 2nd and 10. Fox back looking to throw, looking at Jackman all the way, and he trapped that one. Ended in his hands, but it bounced off the turf. Incomplete. And you could see as Fox was warming up in the pregame that the timing still is not quite there. He's still trying to adjust, and that was an issue right there. The timing was a little off, and the throw was very low. So a 3rd down and 10 for Kanab's offense at midfield, their own 49-yard line. Ball in the middle of the field as Kanab attacks left to right. If you're watching online at mylocalradio.com, here at Rich High School, that's north to south. And again, left to right from our view. Blomquist in the backfield, Jackman and wide to the left side. Fox, a hard count, sends Stubbs in motion, trips up as he heads to get back and look for throw. Then he throws, finds his man, first down across the Rebel 40, inside the 40-yard line. And nice delivery by Marcus Fox, showing some athleticism as he was tripped up initially. Blomquist makes the catch and gets to the Rebel 40. They needed 10, they got 11. And move the chains. Fox 1 of 3 for 11 yards at the Rebel 40-yard line, a 1st down and 10. For the Cowboy offense. Blomquist still in the backfield. McDonald in motion. Give to Blomquist. Quick hit up the middle. He'll break out to the right side. Room to run. One man to beat, and Hunting doesn't let him beat him, but it's a 15-yard gain down to the 25-yard line. That's a 3rd first down of the drive for the Cowboy offense. And 15 yards on the run by Kyle Blomquist. And again, incomplete stats that I got from Kanab, but Blomquist coming into the game, the stats that I could find, or was given 30 carries, 99 yards, but he's got 2 for 21 yards in this game. 2 carries. He's in the backfield, Fox under center. Rebels adjusting a little bit on the line, showing some pressure up the middle. Give to Stubbs. It's bobbled. He holds on to it, and then he's wrapped up. Colton Hislop didn't let him go anywhere. And who else on the tackle for Rich? Bridger Weston. And that takes us to the end of the first quarter. About a 1-yard gain for Stubbs. Or no, that's not quite. I was thinking that might have been the end, but the horn tricked me there. We still got a minute to go in this Crawford Trough first quarter. No score on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. A 2nd down and 9 for the Kanab offense at the Rebel 24. Ball on the right hash, one in the backfield. Same formation with 2 slots and then 1 wide receiver out wide left, and a flag flies. I think this will be a delay of game on the Cowboys, and that's one of those things that you'll get when you've got a quarterback coming in with less quarterbacking experience, which the Cowboys have in Marcus Fox. And see if the Rebels can take advantage of this defensively. And they the ball was on the 24. The official who walked off the 5 yards, a little bit of trouble. He went about 7 yards, then he backed it up a couple and set it at the 29. Got it right. 37 seconds left to go in the Crawford Trough first quarter. The officials are saying, let's wind that clock. There it goes. Jackman wide on the right side. That's the short side of the field. One in the backfield is Stubbs. Fox back to throw. Pressured. Throws. Looking for the screen. It's tipped. And, boy, a couple of Rebels in the area. It was intended for Cody Stubbs, and he got a hand on it, but just couldn't haul it in, and it fell dangerously in between a couple of Rebel players. So the pass incomplete. Brings up a 3rd down and 14 for this Kanab offense at the Rebel 29-yard line. This is one of those situations that Coach Grohl talked about in our pregame interview with him on the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital coaches show. He said, boy, they'll just go, a few yards here, a few yards there, and then they'll sneak one out the back door and go deep. Wide receiver out wide to the left. Here's the snap. McDonald gets the handoff, and he's tripped up, dives forward to about the 25, maybe the 26, depending on where he was. Hayden Meek got in the backfield and brought him down. They'll spot it at the 27, so only a 2-yard gain. Nice job by Meek. Brings up a 4th and 12 for this Cowboy offense. No score on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Cowboys come in averaging 3 touchdowns a game, and that will take us. Let me double check. We got double zeros on the clock and time. End of the first quarter. No score on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Our first quarter has been brought to you by the Crawford Trough, open after every Rebel home game, the place to eat and drink in Randolph.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Reagan Huffner with live coverage of Rich High School gridiron action on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
Bring your vehicle for service at Rocky Mountain Yeti and feel the difference. It's easy. Visit with one of the friendly service riders and then relax and enjoy hot waffles and ice cream. While you relax Yeti style, your vehicle will be worked on by our experienced mechanics. From regular maintenance to major repairs, we do it all. Have your service work done at Rocky Mountain Yeti in Evanston and feel the difference. Get Yeti'd today.
Ooh, yeah.
100 Wasatch Road in Evanston.
A 4th and 12 for the Kanab Cowboys at the Rebel 27-yard line. No score on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard as we begin the T7 Propane and Woodruff second quarter. Fox under center, one wide receiver out to the right side is Drew Hafen. Marcus back looking to throw, goes back on a post to Hafen. He's got him. No, that was actually McDonald, and it's caught. Touchdown Cowboys. And there's that big play, and especially on a 4th and 12. Good read by Marcus Fox. He was looking left all the while, and then just turned at the last second and threw back to McDonald for the score. So Caden McDonald with his first catch. It's a 27-yard touchdown for the Cowboys. Fox just 2 of 5 for 38 yards, but the score. Cody Stubbs, no, that's Carter Jackman in to kick the extra point. Snap is low, but it's scooped up off the turf. The kick is up and good. 7-0 Cowboys. On the Stacy's Repair scoreboard, we'll be right back with more of this second quarter action on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Propane is a byproduct of two processes, natural gas processing and petroleum refining. About 90% of U.S. propane is domestically produced and stored in huge salt caverns, which can store 80 million barrels or more of this gas. This quality product is shipped by pipeline, truck, ship, and barge until it reaches T7 Propane in Woodruff. From there, it gets to your home or ranch for your convenience and comfort. Call T7 Propane. Get set up for regular propane deliveries so you don't run out. T7 Propane in Woodruff.
10 plays, 63 yards, 4 minutes, 17 seconds off the clock. And the Cowboys on a 4th and 12 convert for 6 points. The extra point kicked through. 7-0 Kanab with the lead on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Rebel volleyball team in action. The freshmen just finished their first set against Cokeville. Lost a close one, 25-22 to the Panthers. Rebels set to receive this kick, and Kanab huddles and then approaches the football like it might be an onside kick. Rebels getting some calls from the coaches on the sideline. Hey, let's get together in case this is an onside kick. They don't boot it onside, and there's a big boy to boot this one away, and he kicks it high and deep. Nice kick. Kyler Wilson goes back and fields it at the 2. Up the left sideline, can't find much room, picks his way forward across the 20. He's wrapped up and brought down about the 22-yard line. And that's where Rich will take over, 1st and 10. So Wilson on the kick return. Give him 20 yards. 11:47 left. Second quarter, brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. For all your propane needs, call 435-793-4208. That's 793-4208. Rich from their own 22-yard line. 2 receivers left, 2 in the backfield, 1 wide right. Anderson in the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. He's got some room across the 25 to the 26. He's hit and brought down. Huffner was the pitch man, and I like this triple option that the Rebels are running out of that shotgun formation. At least gives the defense a little more to think about. Anderson out to the 26-yard line, a 4-yard gain. To the 26, ball out to the right hash. 7-0 Cowboys with the lead on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Cowboys have had it twice. They were forced to punt once and then scored on their last drive. Again, 2 in the backfield, 1 on each side of Anderson in the shotgun. 2 receivers right, give to Hislop up the middle. He's got some room. No, a fake there, and the give to Hoffner left side. And he gets back across the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1. And boy, I guess it would have been different if Hislop had had the football. The defense would have tried to stop him, but he had a little bit of room to run once he broke through that line of scrimmage. Out to the 27-yard line. Hoffner with a gain of 1. And the Rebels face a 3rd and 5 from their own 27-yard line. Huffner the slot on the right side. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Ball in the left hash. Anderson takes the snap. Rebels attacking left to right. Pressure comes. He's flushed out. Finds some room. Still looking. Lobs it up. Looking over the top for Huffner, who's interfered with. He can't get to the ball, and no flag flies. Huffner comes up pleading. Rebel sideline is going nuts. And how is that not a pass interference? So the pass falls incomplete, and that'll bring up a 4th down. Boy. This same crew called, there was a pass interference in the JV game that I would have never called a pass interference, and then that one right there was blatantly far worse than the one in the JV game and not called. And now a flag flies in late, and this is probably going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct kind of penalty against Rich. Facing a 4th and 5. Rebels getting the right personnel in for this punt. And boy, that's an interesting no call there. Huffner trying to get free of that defender. Oh, it's a sideline warning against Rich. So no yards will be assessed. That's just a warning. A second sideline penalty would be a 5-yard infraction. So Rich will still line up to punt it away from the same spot they just were. Kanab set to return, looking for a shorter punt. The return man set up at midfield. Let's see if Huffaker can get off a good one. He does. That one sails 15 yards over the head of the punt return man. Takes a sideways bounce to the sideline and goes out about the 25 of Kanab. Huffaker with a very nice punt. 10:08 left first quarter. Kanab will take over 1st and 10, leading 7-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. And they will spot it right at the 25. Cowboys' last drive, a little bit inconsistent, and they faced a 4th and 12 from the Rebel 27. Put together a nice passing play, and Marcus Fox, the quarterback, found Caden McDonald. 27 yards for the score on that 4th down and 12. Fox under center, one man wide out to the right is Carter Jackman. Ball on the right hash. Fox takes the snap, gives to McDonald right side. Hayden Meek gets clipped and pushed in the back. Couldn't quite make the tackle because of it, but the Rebels fill in the gaps. And Ander Rex in the backfield. Deeds brings him back, down back at the 20-yard line, a loss of 5. On the carry was Caden McDonald, who has 3 carries for -3 yards. He's been unsuccessful. The gives up the middle for Kyle Blomquist and Cody Stubbs have been a lot more successful for the Kanab offense. We'll see if they go back to that. The 2nd down and 15. Ball closer to the left hash. Anderson on an island guarding Carter Jackman. One-on-one. Defending him. Here's the snap. Fox rolls to his left, or rolls to his right, throws. He's got Blomquist. The catch is made, but a quick hit and a wrap up and a tackle. And there's a nice open field tackle by Kyler Wilson. Blomquist with a short gain out to about the 22. To bring up a 3rd down and 13 for the Cowboys at the Rebel, or at their own, just inside the 22-yard line. They need the 35 to move the chains. 7-0 Cowboys lead on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. 8:45 left in the T7 Propane and Woodruff second quarter. Fox under center. His wide out is wide to the right side. Man in motion, Caden McDonald. Stops in the backfield, looking over the middle, and the catch is made by Cody Stubbs. He'll break one tackle, then bounce it outside. 1st down and more. Still on his feet. Following tacklers, breaks another one. Across midfield, still going at the 45 to the 40. He's finally caught and brought down. And that was just a little move by Stubbs to drop over the middle, and a dump pass by Fox found him. He did the rest. It was only about an 8-yard throw, but Fox Stubbs all the way down to the Rebel 39-yard line. What's 11 plus 28 is 39 yards for Stubbs on that catch, and Marcus Fox pads his stats with that completion. 4 of 7, 79 yards and a touchdown so far. Fox under center, gives to Blomquist up the middle, nowhere to go. Rebels wrap him up and throw him down. And a good stop by the Rebel defense, no gain. Forward progress will get him back to the line of scrimmage. By the time he was brought down, he was a yard back. So a 2nd down and 10 for the Kanab offense, and it's just what Coach Grohl had told me in the pregame show. He said, keep them to, they'll hold them to 1, 2, 3, 4 yards, and then boom, a big play. That's how they got that last 1st down. Fox under center, takes the snap, turns, gives to Stubbs, who went in motion from left to right. He's wrapped up, and he won't even make it back to the line of scrimmage. Nice gang tackling by the Rebel defense at the 40, and a loss of 1. Jaden Nelson, the initial hit, and then just about every other Rebel was there to help out on the tackle. A loss of 1 brings up a 3rd and 11. Big 3rd down here with Kanab leading 7-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard, and 6:53 on a running clock in the second quarter. Fox back, looking to throw, straight back. He's got time. Then he's flushed out of the pocket, runs to his left. Colton Hislop has a beat on him, and he holds the tackle. A straight arm by Marcus Fox was at the helmet of Colton Hislop, and Hislop fought through that illegal hand to the head, got the flag and the tackle. What a tackle by Colton Hislop. Maybe your precision play of the game, brought to you by McKay Frankham. Dental care at reasonable rates for the whole family. 789-8910. A face mask against the Cowboys. It would be a 4th down and about 10 if the Rebels decline. If they accept, Rebels will decline the penalty and make it 4th down. And the spot, wow, that's a generous spot. I thought Hislop brought him down closer to the 40. They'll spot it at the 36. So a 4-yard gain for Fox on his first carry of the day. Brings up a 4th down and 7 for the Kanab Cowboys offense. And what a tackle by Colton Hislop. Ball on the left hash. Cowboys, a 4th and 7. Carter Jackman wide out to the right side. He's got 13 receptions, 173 yards, 5 touchdowns this season. A slot on each side, and Blomquist in the backfield. Fox takes the snap, whistles just before the snap, and a timeout, Kanab. 6:12 left in the T7 Propane and Woodruff second quarter. Cowboys lead 7-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard, and we'll be right back.
This is Rich Rebel Senior, Landon Hunting, and you're watching Rich High School Football on Rebel Radio, KADQ FM 98.3 and mylocalradio.com.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires that offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
The Cowboys facing a 4th down and 7 in Rebel territory. Kanab leads 7-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard, and they've converted a number of 3rd down and 4th down and long plays to move the chains. Their touchdown came on a 4th and 12 play that went 27 yards for a passing touchdown from Fox to McDonald. Rebel defense looking for the hold to stop here and to get the ball back. 6:12 left to go in the T7 Propane in Woodruff second quarter. Rich with just 2 down linemen. They'll rush 4. Fox drops back looking for the screen. He's got Blomquist, and he has room. He's got the 1st down on the right side, but the Rebels stuff him. A flag flies down at the 20-yard line all the way away from the play as Blomquist got just enough to move the chains, but we'll see what this penalty is. It may be some kind of a hold against the defense as Rich tried to go up and make a tackle. A block in the back against the Cowboys. Rebels will accept that penalty and will repeat 4th down. I had a question as to whether it would be from the end of the play and they would get the 1st down since they got enough yardage for the 1st down, but no, it'll be 4th down. Now they'll go from the end of the run, or do they go? No, they'll go. Yeah, okay, so some confusion here on my part as well, but the official, it should be from, I think it should be from the end of the run and then march it back. And I don't like to say this, but I think it should be a 1st down because from the end of the run, he got enough to pick up the 1st down. He got the line to gain, and then you push it back the 10 yards or 15 yards, and it's 1st down. I think that's what it should be, but I may be mistaken. Jeez. The official with the football almost started walking the yards off against Rich. 10 yards from the end of the run to the 38-yard line. Block in the back, repeat 4th down. So that's a costly penalty, or could be. Cowboys now lined up to punt on a 4th and 9. Rebels weren't expecting that, and it's blocked. Rebels block it, and Jaden Nelson scoops it up off the bounce to the 30, the 20. Jaden Nelson will score. The Rebels are on the board. A blocked punt return for 6. Big Jaden Nelson rumbles the 50 yards for the score, and Rich has a chance to tie. And the PA, I think it did. Yeah, so the PA man, Dale Lamborn, just said, I think it hit his own player in the back, and I think it was Reagan Huffner who got such good penetration and pushed the offensive player back so far that the punt hit his own man in the back. Blocked punt, return for 6. And the Rebels have a chance to tie. Looks like they'd rather take the lead. They'll send out just that Anderson is the long snapper. Huffaker will kick. And Jaden Nelson got a nice bounce on that blocked punt. It bounced right up to the bread basket, and he took it. It was about a 45-yard return. Good snap. Kick is up to the left and no good. So the Rebels trail by 1, 7-6 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. We'll keep it right here as the Cowboys have a punt blocked, and Jaden Nelson takes it off the bounce, 45 yards for the score. Rich trails 7-6 though after the failed extra point attempt. Kanab will get it right back. Second quarter, 5:37 left to go, and we'll take a minute for our fan cam. It's brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. Our camcorder today presented by Bear Lake Realty, Gary and Amber McKee in Garden City. Some Kanab fans across the way. And there's some Kanab players over there as well, scratching their heads and wondering just how that play happened. If you're looking for beachfront room with a view, a secluded mountain retreat, maybe a recreation headquarters or a timeshare option, there's lots of great options with Bear Lake Realty. Visit bearlakerealty.com for any real estate needs you have in the Bear Lake area. Another great option, a possibility that you can learn about through Bear Lake Realty is to buy a home, rent it out so it pays for itself, and then you can enjoy it some of the time as well. Visit bearlakerealty.com and talk with Gary and Amber McKee. Here's the boot by Huffaker. Nice long kick, and McDonald goes back, fields it at the 3. Moving toward the goal line. He picks it up, runs to his right, got room, hesitates at the 20, then dives forward, gets out to near the 30 before the Rebels bring him down. And McDonald with a nice return. So McDonald with about a 27-yard return. The Cowboys will take over from their own 30. First and 10, Kanab. They've had a little more success offensively, but lead just by 1, 7-6. Rebel defense came up with a blocked punt, return for a touchdown by Jaden Nelson. Nelson, the defensive tackle, right up front. He and Bridger Weston pressuring, trying to get to Marcus Fox, who steps back to throw and just overthrows his intended receiver. Clay Shakespeare, the junior, got turned around, and the pass was toward the outside. Shakespeare was looking toward the inside. He couldn't pull the pass in. Rebels dodge a bullet with that incompletion because Shakespeare had a couple of steps on his defender. Fox, 4 of 8, 79 yards and a touchdown so far in this game. Started this season as the tailback, the running back for this Kanab Cowboys offense, but with the injury and a broken finger of starting quarterback Sam Orton, Fox takes the helm, takes the reins, and pretty good so far. 34-17 or 37-14 win over Layton Christian last week. Takes the snap, gives right side. Cody Stubbs breaks a couple of tackles, picks his way forward. Then he's wrapped up. Meek and Nelson on the tackle. Stubbs across the 35. And it'll bring up a 3rd and short for Kanab. I'll spot him at the 37. Cody Stubbs, 6 carries, 28 yards, the leading ball carrier so far for either team. A 3rd down and 3 for the Cowboys offense. 5:14 left to go in the T7 Propane and Woodruff second quarter. And make sure to stay tuned for our T-Bar-S Body Shop of Evanston halftime show. We'll give you some Rich County first half highlights. Also have the Town of Woodruff standout student. We'll talk today with Shelby Burton, a junior at Rich High School. Fox under center. He's got Blomquist behind him, a couple of yards. Takes the snap, gives right, and finding room to run, bouncing around the left side, and it's a foot race to the 40, to the 30. Anderson has an angle and slows the man down, then wraps him up. A big gain and a first down, though, for Jerem Johnson, who started up the middle toward the right, then broke it back to the left for a huge gain to the Rebel 27. So again, on a third down play, Kanab comes up with big yardage. A 36-yard gain. Let's see, they were at the 37, so that's 13 plus to the 27 is 23. 36 yards on the carry by Jerem Johnson, the senior. Good job by Jared Anderson to get that angle and prevent the touchdown. Timeout on the field. Rebels, 4:23 left to go, second quarter. Kanab leads 7-6 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. And with that timeout, we'll keep it right here.
There's no audio on the live stream.
That's those guys upstairs. So just no audio on the live stream. I'm glad that's not us. 7-6, Kanab with the lead. Their one score, and this has been an issue today so far, is that the Rebel defense will hold them to a third or fourth down, and sometimes third or fourth and long, before Kanab finds an opening and comes up with a big play. They've, in fact, they're going back their lone touchdown of the day. They faced a 4th and 12 at the Rebel 27, and it was then that Fox rolled to his left a little bit, then threw back to his right to Caden McDonald for a 27-yard touchdown. Again, that was on a 4th and 12, and that's been an issue for the Rebel defense. Those big plays on 3rd and 4th downs for the Kanab offense, including just moments ago a 36-yard run on a 3rd and 3. Blomquist behind Fox, under center, Jackman wide left, long count. Fox turns and gives to Blomquist. Nowhere to go. He's stuffed, may have lost a yard. Looks like they'll give him back to the line of scrimmage, but a nice stop by the Rebel defense. James McKinnon on the tackle, and it actually is going to be a loss of about half a yard. So Blomquist, first 2 carries went for 21 yards. His last 2 have gone for zip. He's at 4 carries for 21 yards in the game, and actually -1 on that last carry. So a 2nd and 11. Blomquist again behind Fox. Jackman in tight on the right side. Rebels showing some pressure up the middle, then back off. The throw for Jackman just a little too high and outside, out on the right sideline. Wilson was there defending, and probably would have had a good beat on Jackman to try and make the hit had he caught the ball, but it falls incomplete to bring up a 3rd and 11 at the Rebel 28-yard line. This is right about where they were on their last possession. Well, 2 possessions ago when Kanab scored, they faced a 4th and 12 at the Rebel 27. A 3rd down and 11 from the Rebel 28-yard line. Ball near the left hash. Kanab attacking right to left. That's south to north at Rich High School. And right to left at mylocalradio.com if you're tuned in online or listening on KADQ FM 98.3 The Wildlife. 3 minutes, 38 seconds left in the second quarter. Fox back to throw, rolls to his right, and looks for Blomquist out in the flat, overthrew him just a bit. Blomquist got one hand on it, tipped it to the ground, and the pass incomplete. Rebels had some defenders out there, but Blomquist probably would have picked up 6 or 8 yards had he caught the ball. Instead, it's an incompletion. Fox hit 3 in a row, including that 27-yard touchdown pass and a 39-yard pass and catch to Cody Stubbs. But he's missed on his last 3 and is 4 of 10 for 79 yards and a touchdown in the game. 4th down and 11. Ball still near the left hash. Wide to the left is Drew Hafen. Big, strong-looking receiver. 1 man in the backfield, nope, 2 in the backfield, 1 slot on the right side. Fox back to throw on 4th and 11. Quick throw for Hafen. He makes the catch on the sideline at the 20-yard line and will be short of a 1st down. It was a great catch by Hafen to keep those toes in and make the grab, but they give him a great spot at the 18-yard line, which will be very close. Did they already indicate it's a 1st down or that it's Rebel football? Rebel football. The Whitecap official just made that indication. They needed the 17. They got the 18. So a turnover on downs gives the football to Rich. Another close set for the freshmen. They lost set number 2, 25-23. Yeah, 1st and 10 for the Rebels. And we'll see what they run here with 3:29 left. Anderson turns, fakes the handoff, running the option, left side, keeps it himself across the 20, and a late flag flies in. This may be a face mask. It is kind of what the situation looks like and how it came in, or how the flag came in. Line of scrimmage was the 18-yard line. Rebels trail 7-6 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. And a hit to the helmet. Is that what they just indicated? So that's a big penalty against Kanab from the end of the run, which was the 22. We'll tack on 15 yards. That's 3 penalties for 30 yards against Kanab and moves the chains for Rich. A comprehensive family dental 1st down at the 37. 3:20. Anderson in the shotgun, trips to his right, 1 man wide left. Jarrett back, quick slant over the middle. He's got Kyler Wilson, catch, immediate hit, but Wilson holds on that pass over the middle to the 44-yard line. Good defensive coverage, but just a little better execution on offense. Kyler Wilson with his 9th reception of the season. A gain of 7. Brings up a 2nd and 3. Kanab with 2 men deep, looking like a zone coverage. Hunting in motion, fake the handoff there, give to Huffner around the left side, breaks a tackle, trying to get around the edge. Great straight arm to get back to the line of scrimmage, and he's pushed out at about the 45, maybe back at the line of scrimmage. Didn't have much room to run. Rebels running some misdirection there. They fake right, go left, but didn't work out. No gain on the play. We'll take a quick pause for station identification.
You're tuned in to Rich Rebel Sports on KADQ Evanston.
So a 3rd down and 3. 2 minutes, 31 seconds left to go in the 2nd quarter. Rich trailing by 1, 7-6. Anderson from the shotgun. Quick throw out to the right. He's got Huffner. Nice block, and Huffner moves forward. The ball squirts out at the last second, and it's popped into the air, picked up by the Cowboys. Dawson Orton had it bounce off the helmet and then just cradled it, and the Cowboys take over in their own territory at the 48-yard line. So the fumble recovered by Dawson Orton. Rebels had moved the chains, but instead Kanab takes over from their own 48. So excellent field position with 2:21 left in this 1st quarter. Or 2nd quarter, thank you. That would have been a 1st down, but instead it's a turnover. Fox back, looking to throw. Pressure comes, lobs it out in the flat. He's got Blomquist. Catch on the left side. Inside the 40, pushed out of bounds at about the 36. And good timing there. Fox just lobbed it over. There's no way Fox could have seen what was happening. A lot of pressure from that right side, or from the left side of from his perspective, and he just lobbed it out there, hoping that Blomquist was there, and Kyle did the rest. All the way to the Rebel 36-yard line. 16 yards and a 1st down for Kanab. Blomquist has proven to be a pretty good receiver out of the backfield. 3 receptions, 29 yards. Same formation. Fox under center, rolls to his right. Pressure comes and a hold. Colton Hislop, you could see his jersey get pulled back. He fights through it and still makes the tackle back at the 41. And that'll be a loss of about 5. And Hislop fighting through what was a blatant hold. It was a real quick, short one, but it did slow him down. Back to the 42-yard line. Hislop makes the tackle. And Fox goes for a loss of 6. Brings up a 2nd down and 16. Clock running, 1:40 left to go in the 2nd quarter. Fox, a little bit harder count. Pump fake, then throws deep down the sideline, and it's thrown too far out. Kyler Wilson was right there defensively, And the pass was intended for Carter Jackman. So it falls incomplete. Marcus Fox, 6 of 13 for 105 yards and a touchdown. He's got most of those on 2 completions, the 27-yard touchdown and a 39-yard play that was a short pass to Cody Stubbs. And Cody broke a bunch of tackles, gained those 39 yards. A 3rd down and 16. Ball on the right hash. Kanab leading 7-6 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. 1:30 left in the T7 Propane and Woodruff second quarter. 2 in the backfield. Slot on the right side. Hafen, the big receiver, on the left. Give up the middle to Blomquist. He's wrapped up and brought down. And it may be, we'll see if we get a timeout here. Coach Orton may be content to just try to burn up the rest of the clock and go into half. He comes out on the field to give Fox a little bit of coaching. Blomquist got all the way down to the 34-yard line. An 8-yard run up the middle for Blomquist, who's at 28 yards on 5 carries. A 4th and 8 for the Cowboys offense. They've come up with some big plays on 3rd and 4th downs. Fox under center. Brings McDonald in motion. Back looking to throw over the middle, and it's tipped. Hislop knocks it down. Incomplete. Colton with the quick hands makes the pass deflection, and Rebels will take over with 47.3 seconds left in the second quarter. Rich takes over from their own 34-yard line. And with 47 seconds, the question becomes, do you try to make something happen, try to put something on the board and take a lead before the half, or you go in content at home, trailing by just an extra point? The touchdown today was brought to you by Pro Physical Therapy. Rebels maybe lining up to try and get another one. Trips to the right. Anderson takes the snap. Quick give up the middle. Hislop fights through a couple of would-be tacklers and dives forward to the 37-yard line. Make it the 38, and Rich takes a timeout. So a 4-yard gain on 1st down for Hislop. And the Rebels kill the clock with a timeout. 41 seconds left to go in this first quarter. We'll have a quick post-game show. It's brought to you by Epic Recreation. Make your vacation an epic one to remember. This is looking ahead a bit, but our post-game coverage will be a bit shorter so that we can get equipment packed up, head into the gym, and bring you Rich Volleyball versus Cokeville. The freshman team taking on Cokeville right now and lost the first set 25-22, lost the second set 25-23. Some very close losses for the freshmen against Cokeville. The Panthers, the 2017 Wyoming 1A state champs, and bring back a lot of talent, some size, and about 12 Teicherts on the team. A 2nd down and 6 for the Rebel offense. They come out quick. Kanab taking every second of this timeout that they can. And I'm sure it includes Coach Orton saying, guys, you let them nickel and dime us. That's okay, but do not get beat over the top. Derek Houston, starting JV quarterback, is back deep, and one other man deep. I think that's, no, not McDonald. As Anderson steps back looking to throw, he's got the catch by Trenary, then the pitch to Huffner on the hook and lateral works this time. Huffner all the way down into Kanab territory, about the 25-yard line. Had a little tongue-tied there on that play as the hook and lateral works again for the Rebels. They scored here a couple of weeks ago against Milford on that similar play, all the way to the 25. So that's a 37-yard pass and catch. Kason Trenary will give him 8 yards on the catch, and then Huffner the rest of that, 29 yards. Rebels on the right hash, 31 seconds. Huffner got out of bounds to stop the clock. Jared looks left, pressure comes, then dances up the middle to the 20-yard line. Rich asking for a quick timeout. Kason Trenary stops it at 23.7. They get the timeout, and is that the Rebels' 3rd timeout of the half? So Anderson down, oh wow, they'll spot him clear back about the 22. It was a shorter gain than it looked. Second down and 8 for the Rebel offense. Well, Huffner has 3 receptions for 57 yards. Anderson 7 of 9 for 95. Is that math right? 58 plus 37? 95 yards. Cowboys scored on a 27-yard touchdown pass from Marcus Fox to Caden McDonald on a 4th and 12 at the Rebel 27. A couple possessions later, there was still 7-0, and the Rebels forced Kanab into a punting situation. They pushed the offensive line so far back that the punter, which is Caden McDonald, a left-footed kicker, punted it into the back of his own man. It took a great Rebel bounce, and Jaden Nelson picked it up off the bounce and took it the rest of the way, about 45 yards for the score. Rich failed on the extra point attempt, and Rebels trail 7-6, but they're knocking on the door with 23.7 seconds to go. Anderson takes the snap, rolls right. He's got Huffner down in the end zone. Caught! Touchdown, Rebels! Rich takes the lead. 12-7 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. What a toss by Jared Anderson. Waited. The timing was perfect. Huffner ran a great route and broke outside to the pylon. And Rich leads 12-7. I was going to say it. I didn't want to, but Rob Leifson, my cameraman, says first time they've led all season. With 17.8 seconds to go, Anderson to Huffner for the 22-yard score. Rebels lined up to go for 2. It's a pro physical therapy touchdown. Anderson to his left. Hislop trying to seal the block. Jared takes it left, breaks a tackle, and he's in, still on his feet. Just lowered the shoulders and bowled his way through. The 2-point conversion attempt is good. And Rich leads 14-7 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. That drive with limited time. The Rebels go 4 plays from their own 34 is where it started, including a hook and lateral. And Rich goes 66 yards. What have we got left? 17.8 seconds to go. That was a 30-second drive. And Rich has a lead, 14-7 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. A pro physical therapy touchdown. The extra point was brought to you by Rich County 4-H, empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. And let me mention one more time, pro physical therapy. Physical therapist Dr. Dallas Clark. So Anderson to Huffner. What a pretty pass. And Reagan Huffner with his first touchdown reception of the season. Anderson's second touchdown, passing touchdown of the year. Huffner with 79 receiving yards on 4 receptions. Jared over 100 yards on 8 of 10 passing. He came in with a 45% completion percentage this season. But today, 80% so far. Knock on wood, we'll hope that keeps going. Now the Rebels with the lead. Got to make sure they don't give up a score here. That would change the momentum drastically. Huffaker for the Bear Lake Physical Therapy kickoff. Helping Rebels get back in the game since 1998. Huffaker, a short kick. It bounces out at the 25. It's touched by Kanab and goes out of bounds. So that's, a great bounce and just a nice little pooch kick by Huffaker. Since it was touched by Kanab, it's not an illegal procedure, so Kanab will take over 1st and 10 from their own 26. Boy, and that was a smart decision by that Kanab player to do something. He had to either fall on it or tip it out of bounds or something because it's a live football, and Rich was not too far away. They could come down in there and fall on that thing. 17.8 seconds left to go in the first half. Rebels lead 14-7 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Rich with 3 deep to try and prevent any kind of a big play, and Coach Orton says we'll take a knee and take our chances in the second half. So Fox takes a knee, and Rich will go into the half leading 14-7 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. First lead of the season and first lead going into halftime this season. Our second quarter has been brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. For all your propane needs, call 793-4208.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Tyler Jackson, and you're watching Rich High School football on Rebel Radio, KADQ FM 98.3, and mylocalradio.com.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. I perform total hip, total knee, and total shoulder replacement. The huge majority of patients of mine that have undergone total joint replacement have been dealing with pain and disability for many years. After joint replacement and recovery, patients are back to doing the activities that they want to do.
If you've dreamed of owning your own beachfront property at beautiful Bear Lake, but think you can't afford it, think again, because you can. It's an investment you can rent that pays for itself, and you can enjoy it too. Realtor Gary McKee and the team at Bear Lake Realty can help make your dream come true. Visit with Gary today, because you'll never know unless you ask. Bear Lake Realty in Garden City. Visit bearlakerealty.com.
According to the United States Census of 2010, the town of Randolph has a population of 464 people, and every one of us root for the Rich High Rebels.
Who slams it home?
Welcome to Randolph, Utah. We love being able to host the visiting teams, their coaches, their parents, and fans when Rich High has a home game. We love all of our visitors year-round and hope that you can take some time soon to come and visit us in our little slice of heaven, Randolph, Utah.
What are 2 words that tell the world you had the best time ever? Epic recreation. That's right. Nothing else compares, and you do it all again. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at Bear Lake. Open year-round, Epic Recreation has everything you need: boats, sea-doos, paddleboards, kayaks, UTVs, and more. When you want to have an epic vacation at Bear Lake, remember, Epic Recreation equals epic fun. Visit epicrecreation.net.
Welcome to the halftime show, brought to you by T-Bar Body Shop of Evanston. Rebels with a 14-7 lead, a special teams touchdown on a blocked punt. Jaden Nelson returned for a score, and then a quick drive, 4 plays, 66 yards in 30 seconds just before halftime, has the Rebels on top 14-7 over Kanab on homecoming afternoon at Rich High School. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with some first half highlights presented by Rich County. Rebels with a championship cause on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
I think another good name for Matt Rex, the owner of T-Bar Body Shop in Evanston, would be the Anger Eraser. I came out to the parking lot to find a ding and scratch. I was so angry, I went to T-Bar Body Shop to get a quote and met Matt Rex. He said they would fix it, and he'd even talk to my insurance company. When I picked up my car, it looked great. No stress, no hassle. Matt's friendliness and quality service erased all my anger. When your car gets bunged up, don't get angry. Just let T-Bar fix your car.
Welcome back to the halftime show. A quick update on volleyball this afternoon, taking on Cokeville. The freshmen lost 3 close sets, 25-22, 25-23, and 15-9, losing the match in 3 straight sets to a very good Cokeville team. Looks like the Rebel cheer team will take the field and do a little number for us. They're not going to sing, they're going to dance, right? The Rebels on top 14-7 at the half. Kanab scored first on their second possession of the game. They drove down, but the Rebel defense had stopped them pretty much. It was a 4th and 12. Kanab went for it, and Marcus Fox found Caden McDonald over the middle for a 27-yard score. They converted the extra point, and it was 7-0 at that time. 2 possessions later, Kanab had it again after the Rebels were forced into a 3-and-out. Kanab had it. They were driving, but then again forced into a punting situation, and the Rebels got such good penetration. They drove the offensive line, the blockers, back so far that Caden McDonald punted into his own man, the back of his own man. It took a Rebel bounce right into the breadbasket of Jaden Nelson, who scampered the rest of the 45 yards. He doesn't run quite like a lineman. He had some good speed and outran everybody for 6 points. Rebels failed on the Rich County 4-H extra point, but they had the pro physical therapy touchdown and trailed 7-6. Kanab turned it over on downs. The Rebels had things moving, but then fumbled it. Then Kanab was forced into another punt before the Rebels. Was that one a punt? I think it was. Punted away, and then the Rebels took over on their own 34-yard line. And no, my mistake. That was another turnover on downs on an incompletion. So the Rebels took over from their own 34-yard line with 47 seconds left in the half and put together a couple of nice plays. A run by Hislop, then the hook and lateral from Anderson to Trineri to Huffner, and that got him clear down to the Cowboys' 25-yard line. 2 plays later, Anderson rolled to his right and found Huffner right at the corner of the end zone for a 22-yard touchdown pass. The Rebels converted on the Rich County 4-H 2-point conversion. Anderson ran it himself off the left side for the 2-point conversion, and Rich went up 14-7. Kanab got it back with 17 seconds left, but elected to just play it conservative, take a knee, and go to the half. So Rich with 2 pro physical therapy touchdowns in that first half, 1 failed extra point, and 1 Rich County 4-H 2-point conversion. Rich leads 14-7 at the half on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. It is halftime, brought to you by T-Bar Body Shop of Evanston. Our first half highlights are brought to you by Rich County Rebels with a championship cause. If you were watching during that little break, we had the homecoming royalty come out and ride in the truck here at halftime. The truck presented by Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. If you're watching online at mylocalradio.com, you see the homecoming royalty there. Queen and King, Bentley Huffaker, the Queen, King, Dylan Negus. The first attendant, Jared Anderson, and what do they call the first night? The first night, Jared Anderson. First attendant is Lindsey Barker. Second night, Kason Trineri, and second attendant, Emily Willis. And for the jesters, Deeds, Ola Deeds, and Charmaine Huffaker. Very fitting for those two to get those honors of the jester and the jestress. Is that what the word is? The Rebel cheer squad performed. We're at the half, where the Rebels lead 14-7 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Rebels, I'd have to look back for sure, but this is my 5th year doing Rebel sports. I don't think they've won a homecoming football game in that span. In fact, and I keep going back to it, I've touched on it a time or two already. When the Rebels in 2014, their last state championship year, they lost the opening game in overtime to Summit Academy. They lost the second game in double overtime, I think, against Westside. And then their only other loss that season was homecoming against Kanab. 9-7 was the final in that one. After that, Rebels reeled off, I think, 6 or 7 straight wins and won the state championship. It was kind of a wake-up call loss against Kanab, and Kanab lost in the semis to Diamond Ranch that year. But homecoming has not been kind to the Rebel football team since I've been around. But boy, if they can put together a second half like that first half, they'll be in good shape. It's 14-7 Rebels on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Rebel drill team performing here at the half, a drill team that just, I think, 4 years ago, there was no drill team. Prior to that, it was drill and cheer combined, and 4 years ago, no drill team. And then 3 years ago, they resurrected the drill team, and you see the participation that they have now. The numbers on the drill team, they've really strengthened, they've progressed, they've gotten better, and finished 5th place the last couple of years at state. They have legitimate and realistic goals of finishing higher than 5th place this year, and don't be surprised to see them do that. They won a region championship last year, and boy, you can see how far they've come. The drill team performing here at the half on homecoming afternoon, and the Rebel football team leading 14-7 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Part of the weekend's homecoming activities last night, the Rebel volleyball team lost to ICS 3-1. Rich took the first set, but then lost sets 2, 3, and 4. They were all close sets, but ICS essentially won the region with that victory. Now both teams will still have to play Manila and Tabiona one more time, but neither team had much trouble with Manila and Tabiona this season. Although ICS did take them 5 sets to beat Manila. They swept Tabiona. Also part of homecoming weekend, the Rebel volleyball team taking on Cokeville today. Freshman match is finished up. The freshmen lost 3 close sets, 25-22, 25-23, and 15-9. and the JV just about to get underway inside. We'll have varsity coverage of the volleyball right after this football game finishes up. We'll do a shortened post-game show and then get in there for the volleyball match. In the meantime, it's halftime, brought to you by T-Bar-S Body Shop of Evanston. Our first half highlights have been brought to you by Rich County, Rebels with a championship cause. We'll take a quick break as the Rebels lead 14-7 at the half on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. We've got your Town of Woodruff standout student Shelby Burton coming up when we return here on KADQ.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Reagan Huffner with live coverage of Rich High School gridiron action on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Ever since 1871, when Joseph C. Rich surveyed the town site, the town of Woodruff has been a thriving ranching community. Settlers were attracted by the broad valley and green grasses, the mountain trout in the streams, the elk and deer herds in abundance, and the neighbors were friendly. That's how people still are today. Visit Woodruff, and you too will experience that friendliness. It's everywhere. It's the town of Woodruff, Utah, where we're proud of our rich rebels.
Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston is Rich County's representative. As a mother and grandmother of Rich High graduates and current students and a longtime resident of Randolph, Rolene is familiar with your needs and will work to provide you with the best customer service in the industry. The next time you're looking for a new car or truck, think Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
Play hard and go Rebels.
Most of our limit.
Ryan Steineckert at Rich High School with senior Tiriana Smith. Tiriana, thanks for your time today. Does everybody call you Tiriana, or is there a shorter nickname that you have?
No.
Tiriana. Well, my mistake there. I had Tiriana's interview queued up. I'm going to have to see if I can change that real quick. I'll just kind of yak here for a bit. Rebels leading 14-7 at the halftime. And Kanab scored their first touchdown. It was a 4th and 12, and they were able to put together a 27-yard touchdown pass and catch. The Rebels' first touchdown came on a blocked punt. Jaden Nelson fielded it, ran about 45 yards for the score, and then Rebels' second touchdown. Boy, it was a quick drive. Rich got it with 47 seconds left to go. Anderson made a couple of three nice passes, including a 22-yard touchdown from Anderson to Huffner for the score. So 14-7 is your score at the half. Here's our Town of Woodruff standout student, Shelby Burton. Ryan Steineckert at Rich High School with junior Shelby Burton. Shelby, thanks for your time today.
Yeah, thank you.
How's your junior year going?
Pretty good. I like the college classes. They're kind of fun and interesting.
What college classes are you taking?
Taking biology 1010, history, I'm not sure what number it is, and TIL 1010.
Are you working in associates?
Yeah, that's my goal.
Does that make things a lot harder?
I don't know. I think it makes it just normal. Like if I didn't take the college classes, it'd be easier. It just makes it the same as it has been. So
you've got at least the associates in the plan. Do you know what's coming after that for you?
Yeah, I want to be a kindergarten teacher.
You'll get there in a hurry at this pace.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide maybe going on a mission, but I don't know.
What makes you want to be a kindergarten teacher?
I like kids.
Have you spent time in a classroom kind of as a teacher's aide or anything like that to make sure you like that kind of stuff?
Well, the TIL class has us observe a classroom for 5 hours, and so I've done a couple hours of that, and I like it.
So your junior year's going well, college classes, working on the associate's degree. You're also playing volleyball, right?
Yep.
And you tell me what else you do what else you're involved with at Rich.
I don't know.
You manage the basketball team.
Yeah, I manage for basketball, and I'm trying to decide if I'm going to golf this year. I don't know.
Have you golfed in the past?
Yeah, last year.
How'd that go?
I mean, for the first year, I guess it was pretty good.
Pretty good. You're still on the fence about whether you want to do it or not, though.
Yeah.
Because?
I want to work so I can get some more money.
The money.
Yep.
Shelby, how's volleyball season going?
Pretty good. I've really liked it this year.
Tell me more. Why have you liked it this year?
Well, it's different because there's not a bunch of, my class is the oldest class. Even though we're juniors, we only have one senior playing this year. So it's different to play with the younger girls and my class only. It's kind of fun because we know each other better.
Coach has used a lot of different rotations, right? Has that been a challenge for you guys to know when you're going in and what sets? And are you going to get a chance to serve today, or how things are going? Has that been
challenge, or what's that been like for you guys?
Yeah, it's been a bit of an adjustment. Like, it's taken me a while to figure out, like, when I go in to serve with it, like, I'm cold because I haven't been in the game. So getting my serves, but I'm starting to figure it out. And I think as a team, because we've won the last couple games, I think we're figuring it out.
I'd say you figured it out pretty well Thursday at Tabiona. You came in fourth set. You guys were down 24-22. Take it from there, Shelby. How'd it go?
I just served. I just kept in mind that I didn't want to do double jumps, and I served it over, and we ended up winning.
Served it over to the tune of 3 aces in a row, and then a fourth serve that they couldn't put together a good attack, and you guys won. That was awesome.
Yeah, that's...
You mentioned keeping in your mind not wanting to do the double jumps. Tell me more about that.
So in practice for the last week, because the week before we'd all missed a ton of serves, so she made us, we'd serve 12 over the net, and every one we missed was 500 double jumps. And so I just had to think just over and in, and got it.
She doesn't mess around. I mean, you talk about, like, you know, you step out of line, you do 10 push-ups, 500 double jumps for one missed serve.
Yeah.
That's a good motivation.
Yep.
It's working for the team. You guys we're seeing the improvement.
Yep.
How much fun was it to beat Tabiona and then beat Duchesne the next day?
That was really fun because I don't know how many people thought we'd actually be able to do it. And so proving that we can is nice.
And then you lose that first set at Westside. They beat you pretty convincingly, and then you turn around, no big deal, just beat them the sets 2, 3, and 4 to win the match.
Yeah, I don't know what our thing is. Like, our first match, we're always, like, just dead, and it just takes a little bit. We should wake up when we first walk in, but it just takes a little bit of motivation for us to wake up.
What else are you looking forward to in your junior year?
Just passing the classes and prom. I'm excited for prom.
Is there a certain young man you're hoping that asks you to prom?
Not from here.
Is there someone from somewhere else that's going to take you to the prom here?
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to tell me name. Can you tell me where he's from?
Yeah, from Evanston.
All right, so he's a Red Devil.
Yep.
That's all right. That's okay. Shelby, academic goals for your junior year? You taking these college classes? Do you still want to maintain a certain GPA or anything like that?
Yeah, I'd like to stay on the Honor Society, which I don't think should be too difficult. But
are you doing the musical?
No, I couldn't get it to fit in my schedule to get my associates, and with all the other classes that I need to take.
Anything else we should know about Shelby Burton?
Nope.
You play any instruments or do anything, have any fun hobbies outside of school?
I like to ride horses and just help on the ranch when I can.
Where's one of the most memorable or beautiful places you've ridden horses?
I honestly don't know what the place is called because I've always just called it like the forest. So like we all just go up chase cows at the forest.
What's the general direction so that some of us might be able to enjoy?
It's out towards Cokeville.
Very cool. Shelby Burton, a junior at Rich High School. Thanks so much for your time. Good luck with the homecoming week this week, your junior year, associate's degree, everything you got going.
Thank you.
Welcome back. This standout student has been brought to you by the Town of Woodruff, Mayor Scott Sabey, council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Franson, Kent Stewart, and Jason Peterson, with Secretary Lisa Bell. Rebels on top 14-7 at the half. Our halftime show is presented by T-Bar-S Body Shop of Evanston. And we'll take a quick break. We've got a couple of minutes till the third quarter begins on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Reagan Huffner with live coverage of Rich High School gridiron action on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Most of our limits we have in life come from the walls in our own mind. The Town Council and citizens of Laketown, Utah celebrate all students and staff in the Rich School District. Learning and education will help make that wall in your mind shorter, so it is easier to jump over. We encourage every student to reach their full potential through hard work, continued education, and focus.
Go Rich Rebels!
When you hit the bullseye playing darts, it's a great thing. When a rock hits your windshield and creates a bullseye, it's a bad thing. A small bullseye in your windshield can grow into a monster crack that covers the whole window. T-Bar-S Body Shop in Evanston fixes rock chips. If the rock chip in your windshield has already grown into a giant crack, T-Bar-S Body Shop can fix that too. When it comes to window repair or replacement, make sure you always hit the bullseye. Let T-Bar fix your car. Call us today, 789-2639.
Back on the halftime show presented by T-Bar Body Shop. Let T-Bar fix your car. I've had a couple of issues taking the T-Bar. I tell you, Matt Rex does a great job, and even fixing the windshield, little cracks or whatever it may be, rock chips, things like that. T-Bar Body Shop, Technoglass, not Technoglass anymore, but T-Bar Body Shop of Evanston, they still do that glass work. They're just not affiliated with Technoglass. Our first half highlights were brought to you by Rich County. Rebels with a championship cause. The Rebels with some highlights in this one. Jared Anderson, 8 of 10 for 117 yards and a touchdown. Just 2 incompletions in the game. That's an excellent first half. Rebels 105 passing yards, 35 yards on the ground. You'd like to see a little bit more, but boy, when you're ahead 14-7 at the half, you can't complain about what offensive production you did or did not have. Reagan Huffner, 4 receptions, 79 yards in the game. And Landon Hunting with 3 receptions for 23 yards. As for the Kanab Cowboys, they had 200 yards of offense, a little more production on the ground, 101 rushing yards. Cody Stubbs and Kyle Blomquist both had 28 rushing yards. Jerem Johnson, he had a 36-yard carry, which put him as the leading rusher in the game. He's got 3 carries for 44 yards. But again, the Rebels with that special teams touchdown. Jaden Nelson, the punt blocked, and he fielded it. Took a perfect bounce right into his arms, and he raced the rest of the way for the score. It was about a 45-yard return on the punt. Kanab was at the Rebel 36. The line of scrimmage was the Rebel 36-yard line for a 38-yard line for the punt, and so you take off about 12 or 15 yards there, and then a couple yards on the block, and then that's where Nelson picked it up and ran it the other way. And then the Rebels also scored on just a quick 4-play, 66-yard drive that only took 30 seconds. It included a hook and lateral from Anderson to Trenary, and then the pitch to Huffner, and Rich leads 14-7. As we get set for this third quarter, Kanab again huddles up, approaches the ball, then backs off, and line up for a regular kickoff, and it's big Cameron Fryer, the senior, starter on both offensive and defensive lines, to do the kicking. He approaches and kicks it to the right sideline. It bounces and takes a Kanab bounce, and Wilson falls on it just at the last second. Kanab was right there as well. Kyler a little lackadaisical to get to that football, but he comes up fortunate with the ball, and he says, "That's mine." Fighting him for it was sophomore Colby Fetterkill. And Wilson fortunate to maintain possession of that football. Boy, that's just a dangerous spot. Nice little boot by the big man, Cameron Fryer. And Rich fortunate to take over 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line, or just inside the 25. Whew, that was dangerous. Got the heart beating a little too much for an opening kick of the second half. 2 receivers left, 2 wide right. Hislop and right on the right hip of Anderson. Jared throws over the middle. He's got Kaysen immediately hit, but he's got the first down and more. And the quick hit by Cody Stubbs, but Trenary with the sure hands catches it out across the 35 at the 37, a 12-yard gain. Anderson 9 of 11 for 129 yards. Ball just closer to that left side hash as the Rebels attack right to left. Anderson back looking to throw. Pressure comes. He'll run away from it, and he's got some blockers. He's across the 30 and gets out to near the 35-yard line before he stood up and dropped down. Anderson with a nice carry will bring up a 2nd and short. I think they'll spot it closer to the 34, and I said 37 earlier. They're actually out to the 44-yard line now. That 4 on the 40 is lacking that extra corner on the 4, so it keeps tricking me. So Anderson with a 7-yard gain brings up a 2nd and 3. Hunting in motion from left to right. Jared takes the snap, keeps it himself, and he's tripped up by Stubbs. Jared out across the 45. It looks like they'll spot it right about the 45-yard line for a 1-yard gain. And Rich faces a 3rd down and 1. Make it a 3rd and let's call it 2, as the Rebels need the 47-yard line to move the chains. 2 receivers left, 1 wide right, 2 in the backfield, Huffner and Hislop. Anderson in the shotgun. Takes the snap, gives to Hislop up the middle, and he breaks 1 tackle, spins away from another, and picks up the first down. big run by Colton Hislop to get away from the tackler and move the chains. He was stopped short of the first down, but Hislop with the second effort and holding on to the football picks up 4 for a comprehensive family dental first down, and the Rebels move the chains for the second time on this drive. Rich leads 14-7 with 10 minutes left in the third quarter. Brought to you by the town of Randolph. Anderson with trips right. Quick throw out to the right side. He's got Huffner on the wide receiver screen. He's wrapped up pretty quick, but keeps his feet and drives forward for a gain across midfield into Kanab territory and picks up about 3. Ended up being a pretty good pile of players over there, and Huffner takes a little time to get up, but he's just fine. Stubbs made the initial hit, and the Rebels are into Kanab territory at the 48-yard line. A 3-yard gain for Huffner. Second down and 7 for the Rebel offense. Anderson from the shotgun, runs to his left. Looking to run, gets a couple of key blocks, and is inside the 45. Flint Silva may have gotten away with a block in the back. Certainly Carter Jackman thinks so. He was throwing his arms out, still complaining, I was blocked, and still again and again. At the 40-yard line is where Anderson was finally brought down. An 8-yard gain, and the Rebels pick up another comprehensive family dental first down. Brought to you by Dr. Sean Grohl, providing quality family dentistry since 1998. Wilson out on the left wing, ball on the left hash, 3 receivers right. Hislop on Anderson's left hip. Jared takes the snap, looking to throw. Down the right sideline, looking for Trineri, and just overthrows him. Hafen was back there defensively for Kanab as well. And that was a nicely placed ball by Anderson. He threw it where if Kaysen couldn't get it, nobody would. That's just Anderson's 3rd incompletion of the day. 10 of 13 for 132 yards and a touchdown. Second down and 10, ball in the left hash. Rebels at the Kanab 40-yard line, a 2nd and 10. Rich leading 14-7, 8:43 left in the town of Randolph 3rd. Anderson from the shotgun, 2 receivers left, 2 right. Jared back, looks right, throws over the middle, looking for Trineri, and it's thrown out in front of him. Kaysen had to tip it away. Almost, it would have been right in the hands of Drew Hafen. Instead, falls incomplete. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 10 for the Rebel offense. Kaysen comes off the field a little bit slow, holding his right hip kind of on the backside of his torso. Trips to the right, 1 receiver left. Anderson in the shotgun, Hislop on his left hip for a 3rd and 10. Back looking to throw, good protection deep down the left sideline. Wilson had a step on his man, but the pass is underthrown and it's picked off by Jackman at the Kanab 13-yard line. Wilson fired up that he couldn't get back and knock that pass away. And it's just unfortunate because Kyler had a couple of steps on the defense, but it was underthrown on the pass. So Kanab has it 1st and 10 from their own 13-yard line. Third quarter action, 8:32 left in the third, and Rich leading by a score, 14-7. Blomquist in the backfield. Stubbs back there as well. Turn, give to Blomquist, and he has stood up, nowhere to go. And some late contact in the backfield. Stubbs drives Hayden Meek to the ground, but Colton Hislop on the tackle, and it goes for no gain. Good stop right there up the middle. Blomquist, 6 carries, 28 yards in the game. Most of those yards have come on 2 carries of 23 yards total between those two. Carter Jackman wide to the right. He had the interception a minute ago to give Kanab the football. A 2nd down and 9. They'll say that Blomquist did pick up a yard. Fox under center. Long count. Brings Stubbs in motion and steps back looking to throw. Still looking. Breaks a tackle at the goal line. Then throws and looking for McDonald. The ball pops free. McDonald had it, but then he was hit immediately by Landon Hunting, and the ball came out incomplete. Good coverage by that Rebel secondary. Brings up a 3rd and 9. Cowboys at their own 14-yard line. If the Rebels can keep the Cowboys from picking up any more yards and then force the punt, Kanab, that's not their strongest point of their game, the punting game. Watching in warm-ups, they really don't have anybody that could boom one away like Stetson Huffaker can for Rich. So the Rebels would likely get pretty good field position if they can force a punt here. 3rd and 9, ball near the right hash as the Cowboys attack left to right. From our view, Fox rolling to his left. He is a lefty, throws, and he's got Drew Hafen first down on the sideline at the 30. He's finally wrapped up and hit down, and the Cowboys will move the chains. Anderson on the initial hit, and then got some help after he slowed Hafen down, but a first down out at the 30. Cowboys needed 9, they get 16. And Drew Hafen, we didn't see him for, I don't think, in the entire first quarter, but he's been a big target for Marcus Fox since that point. That's 2 receptions for 26 yards. Cowboys move the chains, ball in the left hash. Blomquist, Caden McDonald in motion, and Stubbs gets the handoff. Rebels with all kinds of penetration into the backfield, and Stubbs had it. It was a great wrap-up. Jaden Nelson got a hold of Stubbs' jersey and held him back. What strength by Nelson to stop that running play in the backfield for a loss of 1. If Stubbs gets past Nelson, he probably picks up 4 or 5 yards, but instead it's a loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Jackman wide to the left. Blomquist in the backfield, slot receiver on each side. Rebels showing pressure up the middle, and they get an initial hit but can't bring Fox down. Rolls to his left, throws deep down the left sideline, out of bounds. Carter Jackman had a step on the Rebel defense, but he got spun around, and the throw was out of bounds as well. Boy, Rebels got some real good pressure up the middle, but a quick block by Blomquist saved Marcus Fox from what would have been a monster hit. 14-7, Rebels on top, 6:29 left in the town of Randolph third quarter. Rebels scored on a blocked punt and on a quick drive. Anderson to Huffner, 22-yard touchdown pass, a 4-play drive that took just 30 seconds to go 66 yards. Right before the end of the first half, that put Rich on top. Kanab facing a 3rd and 11, and this was where they've picked up big chunks of yardages on 3rd and 4th and long. Their touchdown came on a 4th and 12. Fox under center, steps back, looks to throw, a whistle blows it dead, and did we get a timeout or was it a delay of game? Timeout just before the snap for Kanab. We'll take a quick timeout as well. You're tuned in to Rebel Football on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
According to the United States Census of 2010, the town of Randolph has a population of 464 people, and every one of us root for the Rich High Rebels.
Who slams it home?
Welcome to Randolph, Utah. We love being able to host the visiting teams, their coaches, their parents, and fans when Rich High has a home game. We love all of our visitors year-round and hope that you can take some time soon to come and visit us in our little slice of heaven, Randolph, Utah.
Midway through the town of Randolph third quarter. Town of Randolph, good luck to the Rebels from Mayor Lynn Weston, board members Sim Bell, Brian Wires, Larry Kennedy, Melanie Lim, and clerk Lana Peart. Rebels had not led in a game this season, and they took that lead with 17.8 seconds left in the second quarter. Converted the 2-point conversion, and it's 14-7. We're in the midway through the third quarter. Kanab has it, a 3rd down and 11 from their own 29-yard line. They've gained big chunks of yardage on 3rd and 4th down. Blomquist about a half a yard behind Fox. Marcus takes the snap, steps back, throws over the middle, picked off by Landon Hunting at the 30, to the left side, 20, 10, 5, touchdown Rebels! Landon Hunting with the pick 6. He read it perfectly, stepped in front of the pass, and took it back 35 yards for 6 more points, and the Rebels extend the lead. Landon Hunting with the pick 6. Rebels have a special teams touchdown, and now a defensive touchdown. That touchdown is brought to you by Pro Physical Therapy. There's a baby up in the box. I'm probably talking a little too loud. She was almost ready for nap time. Now she's wide awake. Landon Hunting, we'll give him 35, maybe 40 yards on the return. Rich to attempt the 4H extra point. Again, the touchdown brought to you by Pro Physical Therapy, physical therapist Dr. Dallas Clark. The snap is good. Huffaker boots it up and through, and that's a Rich County 4H extra point, empowering young people with skills to lead for a lifetime. Rick Lim running the clock said that football's up on the roof, and we'll take it. Rich leads 21-7 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Back right after this.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Jared Anderson. Thanks for tuning in to Rich High School Football on KADQ FM 98.3 and mylocalradio.com.
Sometimes when you're shopping for a vehicle, you're not sure what you want, so you drop by and look at all the options. Other times you know exactly what you want. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, you can call us or schedule a test drive online. We'll have it ready when you get here. We're here to help you get exactly what you want on your schedule. So whether you want to browse or pre-schedule a test drive, Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet is here for you. 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
Landon Hunting, that right now is probably your precision play of the game, brought to you by McKay Frankham Dental Services, dental care at reasonable rates for the whole family. You can call him at 789-8910. And Landon Hunting, boy, from his free safety position, just read the eyes of Marcus Fox, saw that pass coming over the middle, picked it off, and had all kinds of daylight. Plus, he bounced it out to the outside and just used some speed to outrun the defense and go for 6 points. The pick six, your McKay Frankham precision play of the game. Here's your Bear Lake Physical Therapy kickoff, and Huffaker boots it high and deep. McDonald goes back and maybe touched as it goes into the end zone for the touchback, and you can feel the Rebel momentum and excitement as Rich leads 21-7 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Rebels had not led this season before today's game. Took that lead with 17 seconds left in the second quarter, and they've extended that out with the pick six. Kanab 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Marcus Fox, 7 of 18. His efficiency not great, plus the interception, 121 yards and 1 touchdown. Up under center, one man wide to the left. McDonald goes in motion, give up the middle, and run out to the 20-yard line. And still on his feet, Jerem Johnson fights his way and they'll spot him at the 25. A 5-yard gain. Jerem Johnson, the leading rusher in the game, 49 yards on 4 carries. Second down for the Kanab offense. They've outgained the Rebels offensively. At the half, they'd outgained Rich 200 to 140. But the Rebels lead 21-7. Third quarter, midway through. And in motion is Stubbs, and a fake handoff give to Johnson. He had an initial pretty big hole, but then he's wrapped up and hit hard, and Jaden Nelson really drives him hard into the ground. Not sure who hit him first to slow him down, but Nelson finishes the tackle. And Johnson picks up maybe 3 yards to the 28. You got a sense that Coach Orton was getting a little impatient that last offensive possession. They went for a lot of passes. They're going to have to show a little more patience here. The passing game has not been the strength for Kanab other than that 1 touchdown pass from Marcus Fox to Caden McDonald. Rebels showing some pressure up the middle, and the give is to Jerem Johnson. He breaks through the middle of the line up across the 35 to near the 40 for a first down. Wilson finally makes the tackle, but Johnson out to the 39-yard line, an 11-yard gain. And Johnson, by far, the most consistent running back for this Kanab Cowboys offense. Blomquist has 29 rushing yards on 6 carries, but 6, 15, 0, 0, 8, and 1 are his carries by yardage. A 1st and 10 for Kanab, ball in the middle of the field. They're attacking left to right at mylocalradio.com. Stubbs in motion. He'll get the handoff coming around the right side. Deeds is held, throw to the ground as Stubbs cuts upfield and gets out near the 45-yard line, but a flag is down. And Deeds was doing everything he could to fight through a block. You could see his arm just being held back, and that is the call, a hold against the Cowboys. Now the flag is clear back at the 35, And that's where they'll walk it off from. So it must have been a different player getting hold, because Deeds was right about the line of scrimmage where he was held. That's 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage, so that's as good as a 14-yard penalty, and pushes Kanab clear back to their own 25-yard line. They need the Rebel, or their own 49, to move the chain. So this is a first down and 24. Or first down and 19, rather. No, it is a 24 yards. First and 24. Fox back to throw, looking left, throws back over the middle, and he's got his man caught, immediately hit. Rebels trying to knock the ball loose, couldn't get it out, but a pretty good chunk of yardage gained by Clay Shakespeare. He made the catch at about the 37, so a 12-yard gain. Brings up a 2nd and 12. Again, the Cowboys need the Rebel 49 to move the chains. Rich with 2 deep. Hayden Meek and Landon Hunting as Fox is under center, sends McDonald in motion. McDonald gets the handoff, then a quick give to Shakespeare, no, to Stubbs. He's got a first down at the 49, or very close to it. A little misdirection and a double reverse. It was a tight spacing, but it worked for the Cowboys out to the 49. So Stubbs gets the second handoff and goes 12 yards. He has 39 yards on 8 carries. Second first down of the drive for Kanab. Rebels leading 21-7 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard with 3:08 left in the Town of Randolph third quarter. Fox under center for 1st and 10 at midfield. Back looking to throw. Pressure comes. He throws out to his left. He's got Drew Hafen. He's a big boy. Makes a move. Can't get past Wilson, who tripped him up, but Hafen able to dive to the 40. That should be enough for a first down. And it is. That's an 11-yard pickup. Hafen's 3rd catch of the day. 37 yards. Marcus Fox, 9 of 11, 144 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Pick 6 by Landon Hunting, the McKay Frankham precision play of the game. Ball on the right hash. Cowboys have moved the football well, but they've been unable to score consistently. And Rich leads 21-7. Fox on the right hash. One man behind him. McDonald in motion, and the give to McDonald just before Fox is hammered. McDonald starts left, goes back to his right, inside the 35, hit and dropped at about the 32. And I think it was Jaden Nelson who got into the backfield, some real quick penetration, and he hit Fox just as he gave the handoff to McDonald. So Caden McDonald goes for 8 yards to the Rebel 32-yard line. That's McDonald's just his 2nd carry of positive yardage. He's at 4 carries for 5 yards in the game. He's on the right side, slot back. Fox with Stubbs behind him. No, that's Jerem Johnson. And the give to Stubbs from the left hash. Great penetration. Huffner and Nelson in the backfield. They wrap him up, drive him back. And then Nelson shows some good sportsmanship, helping Stubbs up off the turf. Some excellent, boy, what a spot. Stubbs got the ball 3 yards in the backfield, and they give him the line of scrimmage, or the 35-yard line. So Stubbs loses 3. The line was the 32, so I was a little miscalculated on my line of scrimmage spot, but it is a 3rd and 5 for Kanab. Ball on the right hash. 2 eligible receivers on the right side, the slot and the tight end. Fox back looking to throw. Pressure comes, and he throws short, looking for Carter Jackman. Great effort by Jackman to dive and try to make the catch, but just whether it was a timing or a missed spot on the throw by Fox, it falls incomplete. Fox now 9 of 21 for 144 yards. Anderson 10 of 15, 132 yards with a touchdown and a pick. Both quarterbacks have 1 touchdown, 1 interception. 4th down and 5. It's been hard. The Rebels have struggled to stop Kanab on these 3rd and 4th downs. Cowboys' lone touchdown of the day came on a 4th and 12. Fox under center. Johnson behind him. Stubbs left side slot. Jackman out wide left. And McDonald in motion. Rebels pressuring up the middle. Throw out to the left side. Stubbs breaks a tackle, still on his feet. First down and more. Inside the 20, to the 10, to the 5. And he's finally wrapped up and hit down at about the 8-yard line. Stubbs doing some nice running after the catch all the way down to the 4-yard line. So on 4th down and 5, the Cowboys pick up 31, and the Rebels' defensive struggles against Kanab on 3rd down and 4th down continue. Stubbs has 2 receptions for 70 yards. A 1st and goal for Kanab at the Rebel. Is it the 5, the 4-yard line, or the 9? Snap. Fox gives to Stubbs around the right side. No room to run. He hesitates and then dives into the pile and gets down to about the 7. And that'll take us to the end of the 3rd quarter with Rich leading 21-7 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. 3rd quarter has been brought to you by the town of Randolph. Good luck from Mayor Lynn Weston, board member Sim Bell, Brian Wires, Larry Kennedy, Melanie Lim, and clerk Lana Peart. We'll be right back on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
At beautiful Bear Lake, skiing, snowmobiling, sailing, and swimming are just some of the fun activities offered to recreationists. The Greater Bear Lake Valley offers prime hunting and fishing areas, whether it's trout fishing in the streams or ice fishing for Cisco on the lake, hunting deer or seeking elk along the high mountain ridges. The scenic corner of Utah and Idaho offers outdoor recreation and historical interests away from crowds and high prices. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
Fourth quarter just about to get underway. Rebels lead 21-7 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Our 4th quarter is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. Visit bearlakerealty.com. We'll pause just a moment for station identification.
You're tuned in to Rich Rebel Sports on KADQ Evanston.
Rebels lead 21-7. Cowboys scored first, but then the Rebels scored on a blocked punt that was returned for 6. Rich scored again on a pass from Anderson to Huffner, 22 yards for the 6 points, and then Landon Hunting with a pick 6 on Kanab's last possession. Fox under center for 2nd down and goal at the Rebel 7. Takes the snap, gives to Stubbs, right side, cuts in, cuts back out, and he's in for the score. Deeds did a good job containment on that defensive end side, forced Stubbs to go back in, but then once he went in, he cut right back, bounced right back to the outside, and found a lane into the end zone for 6. Stubbs with 11 carries, 45 yards, and that touchdown. That was a 12-play drive. For the Cowboys to go 80 yards. Extra point attempt. Carter Jackman to kick. Snap is good, the spot, the hold is there, and the kick is up and good. That cuts the Rebel lead to 21-14 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Bear Lake Realty 4th quarter, Rich on top by a touchdown, 11:52 left to go on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
Once you've visited the Bear Lake Valley, you'll want to come back many more times. Realtor Gary McKee and the team at Bear Lake Realty can show you ways you can own a piece of the lake. Whether you want a summer home, a lot, a quarter share in a home, or a place to live year-round, Gary McKee is the #1 real estate agent in Bear Lake. Visit with Gary today and learn about all the options you have. Bear Lake Realty in Garden City, Utah. Visit bearlakerealty.com.
Rebels with the lead. The Cowboys 80 yards on 12 plays, 6 minutes 23 seconds. And Kanab is within a touchdown. They're lined up to kick this one off. And Hope the Rebels are keeping in mind what the Cowboys do here. They huddle up, set the football down. Cameron Fryer goes back to the team. Then they turn. Here they go. They're going to turn quick and approach the ball. Now the other 2 kickoffs they've had today, or the other two they've kicked off, they have not actually kicked it. But we'll see what Fryer does here. He approaches, does not kick, and they'll back off to boot this one away. It doesn't mean they don't try a surprise onside kick here, but Fryer lined up to kick this one deep. Hunting and Trineri back deep for the Rebels to return, and Fryer boots this one. Boy, that was a great kick. That goes out of the back of the end zone, and Rich will start from their own 20. Fryer got his weight into that one, and the Rebels will start from their own 20-yard line. Rich offensively, 1 touchdown, but a defensive touchdown, a pick 6 by Landon Hunting, and a blocked punt that Jaden Nelson returned for 6. Has the Rebels on top, 21-14. Cowboys, 2 offensive touchdowns, and they've had big, very key conversions, first downs on 4th and 3rd and long positions. So 1st and 10 for the Rebels at their own 20. Ball right in the middle of the field. Rich attacking left to right. That's north to south here at Rich High School. Trips right, 1 receiver left. Anderson takes the snap, looks and throws right sideline. He's got Huffner. Catch on the sideline at the 26. Couple of hits and he's brought down. And that timing has to be there because that throw is lobbed up there, and Anderson's got to be careful that a cornerback doesn't jump that route and take that the other way. A 6-yard gain to the 26. Anderson 11 of 16 for 138 yards. That's Huffner's 6th reception of the day for 88 yards and a touchdown. 2nd down and 4. Trips to the left. Rebels with 1 man in the backfield. That's Hislop behind Anderson under center. Cowboys showing pressure up the middle. The give is to Hislop. They go right at the blitz, and Colton dives forward for maybe a yard. I think he just got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. So no gain on the play, and the Rebels face a 3rd down and 4. 10 minutes, 50 seconds left to go in the Bear Lake Realty 4th quarter. Rebels on top by a touchdown, 21-7. Trips left, Hislop on the right hip of Anderson. Rich attacking left to right. At mylocalradio.com, Jared takes the snap from the shotgun, back, looking to throw, trying to set up the screen, but he couldn't get his man. Then he's wrapped up and brought down. He throws the ball away at the last second, and a late flag flies in. Is going to be a illegal or a intentional grounding. Jared was trying to get rid of it, and he had some guys downfield, but because of the hit, couldn't get it anywhere near them. And that may be the discussion the officials are having right now. Was he trying to get it down to the field to those guys, but he did not. A couple of Rebels got in close to that officials huddle, and officials gave him the stiff arm, the Heisman stiff arm. That was Anderson got the stiff arm, and then another Rebel player got it as well as they tried to listen in on what the officials are talking about. Now, if it is an intentional grounding, they'll pick up the flag and wave it off, and it must have been decided that Anderson was trying to get it downfield to his at least eligible receivers. But it brings up a 4th and 4 from the Rebels' own 26-yard line. You got to imagine Rich will line up to punt here, but instead Rich takes a timeout. We'll take one as well here in the 4th quarter. Rich nursing a 1-touchdown lead in the Bear Lake Realty 4th.
This is Rich Rebel Senior, Jared Anderson. Thanks for tuning in to Rich High School Football on KADQ FM 98.3 and mylocalradio.com.
At Jensen Wood Motor, it's our goal to make sure every customer is a repeat customer. The way we do that, our customers are our friends.
It's our job to help you find what you're looking for at the best possible price. It's always good to know that your salesman is working for you.
We understand that life happens. Sometimes credit isn't perfect. We work hard to find financing options that work best for you.
Stop by today and let's see what we can do for you. Jensen Wood Motors in Montpelier, Idaho.
Well, Well, volleyball going on right now inside the Rich High School gym. Freshmen lost to Cokeville in 3. The JV, wow, a dominant win in both first and second sets, 25-13 and 25-12. And thanks to Todd Stacy for those updates. Rebels facing a 4th down and 4. Line up to punt it away. Rich leading 21-7, but Kanab's offense has been rolling, especially on the 3rd and 4th and longs. Huffaker gets off a high end-over-end boot, fielded at the 36. Out to the right sideline, and the Rebels push him out. Marcus Fox on the return, and that's not often you see the quarterback returning punts. But that is the case for Kanab. Cowboys will take over with pretty good field position. About an 11-yard return for Fox out to the 46-yard line. 4th quarter, Rebels possessed that ball. They had that possession for only about a minute and a half, if not even quite that, actually. Time of possession in the first half, Cowboys dominated, almost double. They had it more than 15 minutes. Rebels had it under 9 minutes, about 8 minutes and 45 seconds. First down and 10 for Kanab at their own 46-yard line. Fox under center. Stubbs in motion, give up the gut. Blomquist sidesteps one tackler, breaks another. He's across the 50 and picks up about 5 into Rebel territory. So Blomquist to the Rebel 49. That is a 5-yard gain. And he's at 34 yards on 7 carries. Second down and 5. Under 10 minutes to go in the Bear Lake Realty 4th quarter. Make sure to stay tuned. We'll have a quick Epic Recreation post-game show, and including your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Fox under center. Long count. Brings McDonald in motion. Give up the middle to Blomquist. He's hit immediately. Wrapped up. Broke a tackle, and then 4, 5, 6 other Rebels come in and hit him hard. Blomquist's arm may have taken a funny hit as he put it down to try and gain another yard, but no, he's fine. That's good to see. A 1-yard gain for Blomquist. And he's got 35 yards on 8 carries. Leading rusher on the day is Cody Stubbs for Kanab with 45 yards on 11 carries. Rebels Jared Anderson, 8 carries for 42 yards. Rich, a blocked punt and a defensive touchdown, a pick 6. 3rd down and 4 for Kanab. Fox back, looking to throw. Quick out, picked off Anderson. He's got the interception. He's tripped up immediately, but he has the interception. Marcus Fox's 2nd pick of the day. Anderson jumped that quick out route that wasn't thrown quite far enough out. And Jared upset that he got tripped up there. He had 60 yards of green and a homecoming painted rich end zone in his sights. But instead, the Rebels take over 1st and 10. That's another turnover brought to you by the station in Randolph, here for your convenience needs. 2nd station in Randolph turnover of the day for the Rebel defense. Rich lines up in an I formation. Haven't seen that this year. Hand off to Huffner, and he hesitates and then dives forward. Nice patient run by Reagan Huffner, and got the good blocking. Colton Hislop was the fullback in that formation, and Huffner goes to the 49-yard line for a gain of 6. So Huffner into positive territory. 4 carries, 2 yards. He'd gone for his first one. Remember, back in the first quarter, got a pitch, fumbled it, and lost 5 yards after he recovered it. I formation again, twins to the right side. Anderson turns and gives to Huffner, and Reagan picks up a few into Kanab territory. It'll bring up a 3rd and short. They'll call it a 2-yard gain. Bradley Haycock, the sophomore, in on the tackle for Kanab. We saw the JV run a lot of I formation earlier today in a 24-12 loss to Kanab. And I was asking Coach Kroll, we're going to see more I formation today from the varsity? He said, no, probably not. Cooper has a soft spot in his heart for the I formation. Cooper Cornea, one of the Rebel assistant coaches, but 3 I formations in a row, but Rich is forced to take a timeout as time was running down, and they want to make sure this is an important 3rd down with 7:38 left to go. We'll take a quick timeout as well. Rich on top, 21-14 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Jade Nelson, and you're tuned in to Rich High School Football on Rebel Radio and mylocalradio.com.
In today's world, with so many places to shop and so many options to choose from, sometimes you have to boil it down to one simple question: where do I get treated the best? At Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, we work hard to make sure every customer knows how much we appreciate them. We love what we do, and we believe in the products we sell. Our goal is to build a lasting friendship with every customer so we can serve you and your family for generations. Visit us today, Cash Honda Yamaha, 3765 US 91, Hyde Park, Utah.
Well, a big third down for the Rebel offense in Kanab territory at the 49-yard line. Rich leads 21-14, 7:38 left to go in the ball game. Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter, and the Rebels run an I formation for the third play in a row. The tailback is Reagan Huffner, Hislop the fullback. Anderson turns, gives to Huffner. He just lowers the shoulders and gets a great push from the line, and he's got the first down and more to the 45-yard line. Rebels needed 1 yard. They pick up 4. Boy, and this is a different formation than we've seen from the Rebels all year long. And in this situation, I got to admit, I really like it. As Rich needs to hold on to the football, burn some clock, pick up a few first downs, and a bonus would be if they can put another touchdown on the board. Pro Physical Therapy touchdowns, 3 today. This is the first multiple touchdown game of the season for Rich. I formation again. Anderson fakes the handoff, running to his left. Got a lot of room on the option. Cuts up field and dives inside the 40 to the 38 before he's finally brought down by the sophomore Derek Houston. The cornerback made what probably was a touchdown saving or at least a first down saving tackle. Anderson all the way to the 38-yard line. That's a 7-yard gain. And Rich faces a second down and 3. And Kanab was just frankly not ready for this kind of an I formation offense from Rich. And Rich comes out in the I again. Hoffner, the running back, twins to the left. Trineri isolated on the right side. Play action or ball fake again, handoff fake, and on the option, fake to Hislop. Anderson keeps it himself. He's got the first down inside the 35 to about the 30-yard line. And the Rebels, another comprehensive Family Dental first down, will move the chains. They'll spot this one at the 31. So that's another 7 yards for Anderson on the ground. He's up to 56 yards on 10 carries. Leading rusher on the day for Rich, for any team. No, 63 yards for Jerem Johnson is the leading rusher from the Cowboys. Back to the shotgun for the Rebels. 3 receivers right. Hislop on the left hip of Anderson. Jared back looking to throw. Nope. Quarterback keeper all the way. Breaks a tackle. Runs to his left inside the 30. Will pick up 3 or 4. He's hit pretty hard. Took a couple of solid hits and is brought down after a short gain. Boy, if the Rebels can continue to run the clock, can continue to run the football and keep that clock running. Boy, Rebels on top, 21-14, under 5.5 to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. Rich came in at 0-5. The Cowboys at 2-4. Rebels came in averaging under 5 points a game. They've got 21 in this one. I formation, back to the I. Anderson for 2nd and 6, takes the snap, miscommunication. He turns, nobody's there, and the pressure comes. Good defensive penetration from the Cowboys. And that's one thing you get from a formation that you just don't run all season long, is maybe some miscommunication or confusion. A 1-yard loss to the 28. Brings up a 3rd and 7. Ball on the left hash. The clock continues to run. 4 minutes, 42 seconds left to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth. Rebels leading by a touchdown. Anderson in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 2 wide right. Jared takes the snap, runs to his right, looking to throw, maybe run. Nope, he throws. He's got Trineri at the 20. First down, and he's hit hard out of bounds. That stops the clock, but it moves the chains. Trineri with a nice catch, and a Kanab Cowboy went down and is not moving. Oh, goodness, that is not what we want to see. This is certainly going to be an injury timeout. That Cowboy hit Trineri. I see some legs moving now. That's a good sign if nothing else. And players go to their knees. Trineri got a first down on the catch and will move the chains, but that's a secondary concern right now as that Cowboy is down and injured. We'll take a quick injury timeout, and we'll be back with the Rebels on top, 21-14, 4:26 left to go.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Jade Nelson, and you're tuned in to Rich High School Football on Rebel Radio and mylocalradio.com.
Once you've visited the Bear Lake Valley, you'll want to come back many more times. Realtor Gary McKee and the team at Bear Lake Realty can show you ways you can own a piece of the lake. Whether you want a summer home, a lot, a quarter share in a home, or a place to live year-round, Gary McKee is the #1 real estate agent in Bear Lake. Visit with Gary today and learn about all the options you have. Bear Lake Realty in Garden City, Utah. Visit bearlakerealty.com.
According to the United States Census of 2010, the town of Randolph has a population of 464 people, and every one of us root for the Rich High Rebels.
Who slams it home?
Welcome to Randolph, Utah. We love being able to host the visiting teams, their coaches, their parents, and fans when Rich High has a home game. We love all of our visitors year-round and hope that you can take some time soon to come and visit us in our little slice of heaven, Randolph, Utah.
Propane is a byproduct of two processes, natural gas processing and petroleum refining. About 90% of U.S. propane is domestically produced and stored in huge salt caverns, which can store 80 million barrels or more of this gas. This quality product is shipped by pipeline, truck, ship, and barge until it reaches T7 Propane in Woodruff. From there, it gets to your home or ranch for your convenience and comfort. Call T7 Propane. Get set up for regular propane deliveries so you don't run out. T7 Propane in Woodruff.
Well, it was Cody Stubbs who stayed down for a while. He was helped up and then walked off the field on his own power. 1st and 10 Rebels. I formation, give to Huffner right side inside the 15 to about the 12. A short gain for the Rebels on 1st down.
Ryan Steineckert at Rich High School with junior Shelby Burton. Shelby, thank you.
There's the Shelby Burton interview. That's what I was looking for early. Huffner to the 13-yard line, a 2-yard run. And the Rebels go back to the I. 4 minutes left to go. Rich on top by 21-14, a 7-point lead. Anderson running the option, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. Late pitch to Huffner at the 10-5. Huffner into the end zone, touchdown! The Rebels on the option, going old school, and the Rebels extend the lead 27-14 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Huffner around the left side, his second touchdown of the day. Caught a 22-yard pass earlier, catches that pitch from Anderson and does the rest. And Rich extends the lead. A 13-yard touchdown run on the option. 3:48 left to go. And that was exactly the type of drive the Rebels needed. They ate up almost 5 minutes of clock time and put a score on the board. Here's the Rich County 4-H extra point. It's good. The touchdown brought to you by Pro Physical Therapy, physical therapist Dr. Dallas Clark, and the Rich County 4-H extra point, empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. 28-14. Rich leads by 2 scores. That drive, 10 plays, 57 yards, and again, 4 minutes and 51 seconds off the clock, and that was absolutely picture perfect. You couldn't have asked for a better possession as the Rebels moved the ball, ran the clock, picked up first downs, and then punched it in with the touchdown. Reagan Huffner, second touchdown of the day, caught one earlier. This one for the rushing with the run, 13 yards for the score. He has just 23 rushing yards in the game, but 88 receiving yards. And Rich in a great position to win this game. They lead by 2 touchdowns. Their defense has got to make a couple of stops or at least slow down the Cowboys. Bear Lake Physical Therapy kickoff coming up. Bear Lake Physical Therapy helping Rebels get back in the game since 1998. Rebel volleyball coming up after this. Rich taking on Cokeville. We'll have the varsity coverage as soon as this game's over. The kick fielded by Cody Stubbs, already back in there. Good to see him. He makes the catch at about the 20. All the way around to the right side. Breaks a tackle across the 30 to about the 35. The Rebels bring him down. Boy, he was down for a long time on that sideline. I'm surprised to see him back in there so quickly, but it's just absolutely relieving to see him back in there running the football and making that catch and looking to be just fine. So we're glad for that. I'm sure Kanab Cowboys are even more glad for that, Cowboys fans and parents. First down and 10 for the Cowboys at their own 36-yard line. Rich leads 28-14. Rebels had not scored more than a touchdown in any game this season prior to today. They'd been shut out twice, but they've got 28 points on the board this afternoon. Maybe we should play all our games on Saturdays this year. It's faring well. Fox from the shotgun, 2 receivers wide left. Calls for the snap, takes it, rolls to his left. Huffner pressuring, throw. It's caught by Jackman at the 30, or at the 40 rather. He's hit immediately by Kaysen Trineri and brought down. He actually made the catch out at about the 42, so a 6-yard gain. Jackman came in as the leading receiver on the team, and that's his first catch of the day. He had 5 touchdowns coming into the game. The Rebels, for whatever reason, have been able to shut him down or at least slow him down. Fox under center for a 2nd and 4. Jerem Johnson can't figure out where he's supposed to be. He'll finally line up on the right side, step back, and the throw for Hafen on the right hash is incomplete. Hafen just coming out of his cut on a quick hook route or a button hook route, and the throw a little bit earlier than he was ready for, incomplete. Marcus Fox, 11 of 25, 176 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Landon Hunting with the precision play of the game, had the pick 6. Jared Anderson with another interception the last time Kanab had the football. 3rd down and 4, Cowboys. 3rd and 4th down have been big production-wise for Kanab's offense. Fox sees something he doesn't like. I think it was he looked at that back judge and saw that the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on the play clock was ticking down. So he takes a timeout with 2:55 left to go. The Cowboys with the football, a 3rd down and 4, but the Rebels on top, 28-14. Cowboys scored first on a 4th and 12, a 27-yard touchdown pass from Marcus Fox to Caden McDonald. Rebels went 3 and out. The next Cowboy possession, they were forced into a punt. Rebels blocked it. Jaden Nelson picked it up off the bounce and went 45 yards for the score. Right before the half, the Rebels scored again to take the lead, 14-7. And then Rich scored again on their first possession, or the Kanab's first possession of the second half. Landon Hunting with a pick 6 to make it 21-14. 21-7 at that point. Kanab scored to make it 21-14 on their next possession, and then the Rebels' previous possession just before Kanab has it now. The Rebels went 10 plays, 57 yards in 4 minutes, 51 seconds, and Reagan Huffner ran it in from 13 yards out for the score. Hislop showing pressure on a 3rd and 4. Fox under center. Quick throw out to the left. He's got Jackman trying the hook and lateral. Give to Stubbs. Flag flies in late as Stubbs is brought down, and Jackman is slow to get up. I'm not sure what this flag could even be. Jackman made the catch, then pitched it. He was hit just after the pitch. It couldn't be a pass interference because the Rebels were not in position for a pass interference. A holding or personal foul, what'd they call? How? Well, I'd have to go back and watch that. Face mask? He didn't indicate a face mask, but may have. Oh, I have no clue how that could be a personal foul in any way. Either way, at the end of the play, which was out about the 49 of Kanab, they march at 15 yards to the Rebel 36. So that was a 7-yard pass and catch. A personal foul against the Rebels. Fox back to throw, running to his right. Flag flies in as Fox scrambles his way inside the 35. Huffaker makes the tackle, but a hold penalty will bring this one back. Coach Grohl says, we want it, take it. Yes, assess that penalty, baby. That's just the second penalty. That personal foul a minute ago was just the Rebels' second penalty of the game. For Kanab, that's a 5th penalty, 60 yards assessed in penalties against the Cowboys. And this one happened behind the line of scrimmage back at the 40, so it takes them all the way back to midfield. That'll bring up a first down and 19 yards to go. And the clock running with 2:40 left to go, and the Rebels on top, 28-14. Fox under center, 2 receivers left. Steps back, looking to throw. Pressure comes, and he gets off the screen. It's overthrown for Blomquist. Kaysen Trineri came on the defensive back blitz, and that helped force Fox to get it out a little earlier than he wanted to. And it falls incomplete. For Fox, that's 11 of 27 passing for 183 yards and 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Make it 2 interceptions. 1 by Hunting, 1 by Anderson. JV volleyball team beat Cokeville in 3. Won the 3rd set, 15-13. Varsity coming up in a few minutes. Fox backs to throw on a 2nd down and 19. Throws out to the right side, and he's got his man caught by Caden McDonald near the first down marker. And what a catch by McDonald to reach up high. It looked like it almost may have been even tipped by the Rebel defense. But McDonald makes the catch all the way at the Rebel 28-yard line. A 22-yard pass and catch. McDonald's second catch of the day. His other reception was a touchdown. That puts Fox over 200 passing yards and brings up a 3rd and 2. Fox under center. Back looking to throw. Quick throw right side. McDonald bobbled it and dropped it. Couldn't hold on to it. Hit the ground. Brings up a 4th and 2. Rebel defense was right there. It was a nicely placed throw by Marcus Fox. It was low and to the outside where McDonald could make the catch, and the defense would have no chance to make an interception. Here's a big 4th down. Kanab's 4th down conversion rate has been far higher than the Rebel defense would like to see. I don't have that number, but it's been high, and Kanab has been very good on 3rd and 4th downs, especially at gaining big chunks of yardage. Fox under center with Blomquist behind him. Marcus turns, runs to his left, looking to throw. Rebels got pressure, but they couldn't get to him. Fox keeps it. He's pushed out at about the 27. He may be short. I think he might have thought he had the first down, and instead of going forward to move the chains, he went out of bounds and comes up a yard short. Coach Bucky Orton over on the sideline just had his hands out in exasperation, and I think that's exasperation with his senior quarterback, Marcus Fox, thinking, Marcus, you needed 1 more yard, just dive forward, don't run out of bounds. A 1-yard gain gives the Rebels the football, a turnover on downs. That is huge. With 1:44 to go, the Rebels take over from their own 27-yard line, leading 28-14 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Rich just has to hold on to the football. Let's not pull an Oregon versus Stanford last week. Handoff left side, nowhere to go in the I formation. Huffner pushed back about the 25-yard line, may have gotten to the 26. Oregon had the football and a lead over Oregon last Saturday, or lead over Stanford. I don't know if you saw this, Rob, but they ran the ball late, 50 seconds left to go, fumbled it away. Stanford got in field goal position, tied it, and then won in overtime. Rebels facing a 2nd down and 11 after that loss of 1. If they can just avoid giving the ball away, even if they have to punt it away and Kanab scores 1 more time, the Cowboys will not have time to score twice. Hislop gets a handoff, and he drags a man forward out to the 35. He was wrapped up immediately, but he said, I'm not going down yet. Sean Gray just hitched a ride for 7 yards out to the 35-yard line. Hislop gains 9 on the play to bring up a 3rd and 2. What a run by Hislop. 5 carries, 19 yards for Colton Hislop. And the Rebels with a 3rd down and 2 and just over 30 seconds left to go in the Bear Lake Realty 4th quarter can run 1 more play and finish this one off. Two receivers right, I formation in the backfield. Cowboys showing pressure. Anderson gives up the middle. Hislop with nowhere to go. Whistles will blow it dead at 18.7. I don't know if Kanab has any timeouts or if they would deem it's even worth it to take them. It's not. Play clock is off, and the Rebels will come away with a win on homecoming afternoon Saturday. Coach Grohl gets doused with the Powerade cooler, and the Rebels will win their first game of the season to break a 12-game losing streak that goes back to last year and a 5-game losing streak against the Cowboys. Rich wins 28-14 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. A special teams touchdown, a defensive pick six, and 2 offensive drives that ended with 7 points. And the Rebels win, beat Kanab, and improve to 1-5 this season. 28-14, your final score on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. We'll take a quick timeout and be back with your post-game show brought to you by Epic Recreation. This fourth quarter has been presented by Bear Lake Realty. Visit bearlakerealty.com.
Propane is a byproduct of 2 processes, natural gas processing and petroleum refining. About 90% of U.S. propane is domestically produced and stored in huge salt caverns, which can store 80 million barrels or more of this gas. This quality product is shipped by pipeline, truck, ship, and barge until it reaches T7 Propane in Woodruff. From there, it gets to your home or ranch for your convenience and comfort. Call T7 Propane. Get set up for regular propane deliveries so you don't run out. T7 Propane in Woodruff.
If you haven't eaten a famous Crawford Angus burger at the Crawford Trough in Randolph, you haven't lived. It starts with a quarter-pound Angus beef, pastrami, bacon, pepper jack cheese, and ranch sauce. Add lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and pickles. The only thing that makes it better is when you add an order of home-cut fries and a fresh raspberry shake. Heaven. Stop and enjoy a burger today. The Crawford Trough, open late after every Rich High School home game. 120 South Main, Randolph.
(28-14), the Rebels with the win over the Kanab Cowboys on homecoming Saturday. I'll tell you more about it right now. It's the Epic Recreation postgame show. Visit epicrecreation.net for all your rentals in the Bear Lake area, whether you're up in the mountains or down on the lake. Time for the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap at 113 Front Street in Evanston. Jimmy John's, where fresh and fast meet. Rebels on homecoming, a Saturday afternoon game hosting the Kanab Cowboys. Rebels were 0-5 coming in, Cowboys 2-4, and the Cowboys got things started early. Their second drive of the game, they got down to the Rebel 24, but then facing a 4th and 12, it looked like the Rebels had them stopped, but Kanab goes for it, and Marcus Fox finds Caden McDonald over the middle for a 27-yard score. Extra point was good. Cowboys led 7-0. Rebel offense couldn't get much going after that, but the defense pushed back as Kanab had the football again. They were forced into a punting situation. Rebels blocked the punt. Jaden Nelson scooped it up and ran about 45 yards for the score. Extra point, no. Rebels trailed 7-6. Teams went back and forth. We had a couple of turnovers on downs. Then late in the first half, Rebels got it with 47 seconds to go. They ran the hook and lateral, got it down to the 25-yard line. 2 plays later, Reagan Huffner found by Jared Anderson in the corner of the end zone for a 22-yard touchdown pass and catch. Rich went for 2, converted, and led 14-7 at the half. Rebels extended the lead early third quarter. Marcus Fox of Kanab drops back to pass. Landon Hunting read his eyes, stepped in front, picked it off, and returned it 40 yards for the touchdown. And Rich converted the extra point to go up 21-7. Moments later, Kanab's next possession, they go all the way down the field, 80 yards for the score, made it 21-14. Rich got it back after a Jared Anderson interception. He picked off Marcus Fox. Rich got it from their own 43 and put together a picture-perfect drive that started from their own 43-yard line. They went 10 plays, 57 yards, ate up 5 minutes off the clock, and scored to go up 28-14. Kanab turned it over on downs their next possession, and Rich ran out the clock for their first win of 2018. 28-14, the final score. Rich 1-5 on the season with a 28-14 win over Kanab. That's your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Gourmet sandwiches, fresh and fast every day. Jimmy John's, where they spend 6 hours daily slicing all natural meats and fresh produce for your 30-second sandwich. Stay tuned. A little bit more of our Epic Recreation postgame show coming up when we return on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
More than 1,300 rural hospitals were evaluated, and Bear Lake Memorial Hospital placed in the top 20 for quality and best practices and critical access. offering a 24-hour emergency department, orthopedics, home health, a residential nursing home, physical therapy, surgical services, family doctors, chemotherapy, dialysis, and more. When it comes to your health, make sure you're seen by the best. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care. It's refreshing to know that when you're at Bear Lake, you can shop at a sporting goods store that treats you right. Pugstone Sporting has served residents and visitors for over 18 years. Get all you need to have fun at the lake and in the mountains. Licenses to fish and hunt, boat supplies, flotation devices, clothing, fishing equipment, toys for the kids, guns, and, of course, rentals. Winter, summer, spring, or fall, Pugstones has it all. Want it delivered to your door? Shop online, pugstonesporting.com.
Back on the Epic Recreation postgame show, Rebels with a 21-14 win on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Kanab struck first, but then Rebels scored 21 unanswered. Kanab scored one more time, and Rich punched one in at the end to give him a little cushion, a little insurance, and hold on for the win, 28-14 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Some quick stats for you here on the postgame show, brought to you by Epic Recreation. Rebels finished with 246 yards of offense, 139 through the air. Anderson, a very efficient, nice day, 12 of 18, 151 yards, one touchdown, the one interception that didn't end up hurting the Rebels too badly. But again, 12 of 18, that's some great numbers. So good, especially came in with a 45% completion percentage. He goes 12 of 18. What's that? 66%, 67% today. Rebels had just 107 rushing yards. Anderson with most of those, 59 on the ground. Reagan Huffner, 2 touchdowns, one a 22-yard reception and a 13-yard run for the score. Rebels also got touchdowns from Jaden Nelson on a blocked punt that he recovered and returned for the score, and Landon Hunting with your McKay Frankham precision play of the game. McKay Frankham Dental Services in Evanston, dental care at reasonable rates for the whole family. Hunting with about a 40-yard pick six, and the Rebels win 28-14. Kanab outgained the Rebels offensively, 352 total yards of offense, 153 on the ground. They were led by Jerem Johnson, 63 yards on just 6 carries. And then Marcus Fox finishes with 205 passing yards, and he went 12 of 29 with the 2 picks, 1 touchdown. All right, that's your Epic Recreation postgame show. We'll continue the postgame show on the radio if you're tuned in on 98.3 FM. Jordan Bowie, that's your cue. I'm going to go into this next break, and you'll take it from here. Rebels win 28-14. Make sure to stay tuned. We've got Rebel Volleyball coming up shortly as well on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.